What are you chomping on?
Man, I'm sorry. But bro, these things, man, it's so good. I'm starving over here. Anyway, sorry about that.
Oh, eat, drink, and be merry. So, howdy, everybody. This is Nate. Today we have a couple of guests with us. We have Dog from Dog Reviews, and of course, Scooter Carr, who's got a new house. So that's probably the best prize you can probably have is a new house. He's got some other things, lined up here in a couple of months too. But I'm not going to talk about that here. If you want to talk about it, go talk to Scooter about it.
Right.
But we are here today for the top 10 in comics and figures that I picked out that I have. Now, I don't play by the rules like you guys know. These figures could have came out a couple years ago. They could have came out just last year. I'm not going to tell you.
He's a rebel, man.
You just kind of watch it. I don't care.
Rebel without a cause.
But I can guarantee, I think all but one did come out of 2022. So we'll have to see.
But hey, disclaimer: at least Nate is giving y'all a warning though, because I remember specifically when the other guys did a live stream a couple years ago, and we specifically said top 10 of whatever that year was. Yep. And George, Mr. Plastic Addict, there was at least 4 times that man kept pulling stuff out from like 2 years before that.
Yes.
And everybody in our comment section was like, "Hey, buddy, that's like from 2 years ago." We were like, "George." He's like, "No, man, this was this year." No, it wasn't. So at least they
stuff from like 5 years ago. There's a Walgreens.
That joke was hilarious, and he was so genuine. That's what made it freaking more funny, because he thought God is my witness. He thought it was that year, but he was dead set on it. And he's like, "No, it's not." Yeah.
But I mean, it can be tough though, because like when something is due out, say like in December, and it gets kind of pushed back to like January, it's like one of those things that's kind of like that really hard divide, or like when a company rushes to get it out before like Chinese New Year.
Yeah.
Right.
Massive push. So it's like some people are just kind of like, was that December? It was like, well, if you were in China, Singapore, Philippines, you may have already gotten in December, but the rest of us are going to get it like, a couple of weeks in January.
That's true.
That is. Welcome, Thor. Welcome, Unboxing Art. Thank you, boys, for coming by. And yeah, that's kind of how some things are. I think, actually, no, I'm looking at it. I think 2 of them were from 2021 that I just ended up finally getting. And then I've got the Mezcos I showed Dog before. I've got the Alien, the Predator, and the Crow, but I've not opened those. So those are non-contenders. We don't do those, not opened up in the box. Nate's not.
That's fair.
There's a reason why Nate's not in MOC anymore, because I'm not an MOC guy. I like taking all my stuff out. Hey, Carlos.
Oh yeah.
Unlike those Funko Pop collectors.
Oh, Lord. It's
crazy,
funny.
Yeah.
Hey, that's my slogan for 2023. Say no to pops.
Say no.
Say no to Funko.
Say no to pops.
Be hilarious.
Just in general. But yeah, it's we've all had a lot of stuff go on this year. I mean, between Scooter, myself,
Carnage Collectibles.
I moved from California to Texas. Scooter moved from his studio house that he had to his actual real house, built house. So I know it's been a long time coming for you. And then of course Dog, he sold his collection and then restarted it, but made it focused, on what he actually wanted. Same way I did mine about a year and a half ago. So without further ado, the way we're going to do this is I do have a couple of honorable mentions. That's going to be on mine. So I will start out with the first one. And that is this guy, Goliath, from NECA, from Gargoyles. Now, he's an honorable mention because there's 2 reasons. Now, I love the design. I love the sculpt that NECA did with all the gargoyles. This is why they have their own shelf. I hate the full-out wings, though. The wings take up too much space. It's like, this one, this looks good. I can deal with this. This is okay. But like everything else is like kind of like Jimmy jammed over here just to get them all to fit the right way on the shelf. So
what they did though with that was a little shady in my opinion, is you had to get the dog to get those wings. They get the cape for him to actually like look like his wings were on himself. Like that was annoying to me. That's like that should have been an accessory that came with it.
Yeah.
But then you end up having the fact that you have to go buy the dog, which I know everybody's going to get anyways, but that's how you had to get that to make him actually fit your shelf.
Yeah.
Scooter just took the words out of my mouth. I ain't even got to say what you literally just said. I 100% agree. It was NECA, boy. They got that money, boy. That money.
They get you. They get
Oh,
you.
yeah.
Good.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and now we have a plastic attic in the house, so maybe.
What's happening, guys?
Oh, y'all be quiet. He's here already.
He's here. We can't talk about George.
Oh, we done talked about him before you got here. So,
Of course you did, man.
Mhm.
How's it going, Scooter, Duke, Nate? How's it going, man?
That's what real friends are for, though.
Exactly.
4 degrees in Arizona, man. It's supposed to be winter.
Yeah, it's not. It's nice and chilly here. It's 54 for the high today here.
Oh,
Supposed to
yeah.
be in the 30s.
61 here.
Yeah.
39 here in Georgia, so that's toes are freezing. But
Yeah, but you in California, George, you guys are always 60 to 70 degree weather.
Well, in the wintertime, you know, we get a lot of rain coming off the mountains in Big Bear, so it'd be like 40 to 50.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting you're closer to San Diego side than you are LA side now.
Yeah. Where we at right now with the countdown?
it's
We
just an
just-
honorable mention. That's all we
We
got.
are honorable mentions right now.
Oh, wow.
So we got top 10, and I have 2 honorable mentions in both the comics and the actual toy category. So I started with the honorable mentions for the toys. So what you got, George?
For honorable mention? Nah,
See,
I
you're
just
not
got my
prepared.
picks, man.
Just
That's it.
grab one off the shelf. I know your
I
shelf
just
look
got
good.
one. I just got picks, man. Well, no. Nah, it's tough, bro. It was a tough year for toys, man. I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, I just got picks. I ain't got nothing within arm's reach that came out this year.
It don't got to be this year. I don't have that rule.
Within arm's reach.
Oh, you don't have that rule?
I ain't got that rule. I threw those rules outside the window. I got 2 figures that came out in 2021.
Wow. Hey, you know what? Every stream I end up breaking the rule anyway.
You break the rules all the time, George. That's what you do.
See, now he's talking about what we were talking about before you got here. That's exactly what we were talking about.
Hey, but I was good this year. I really paid attention this year, and I looked up a lot of figures, even though, you know, because Scooter know I'm telling the truth. A year is a long time to be able to keep track of all the figures that you bought in one year and be correct.
Talking about
Yeah.
Well,
It's tough.
This is pretty much like my highlight. I got this at the very beginning of the year.
Oh, yeah, the
Ooh,
I'll tell you what, man, that's slick.
that flame toy stuff. That's good stuff.
yes, sir.
Bobby reviewed this, and so did Sony at TM Reviews. Bobby, like, even though like I was first annoyed by this because it was like a heavy retool of Tarn.
Yeah.
When you put them together and you turn them lights on, he's got this, and then having the D4 exclusives where it comes with this flaming chainsaw, this massive flaming chainsaw.
Nice.
You walk past him and you stop and you just like look over and you're just like, damn. And then you just keep going, but then like you walk back like you just saw it and you look back and you're just like, damn. And then that to me that's like my highlight for the year, because I haven't been able to play with Megatron yet because he's pretty dope. I sent him off to get reviewed too, but like this is, for me, that's my highlight.
Well, and the other cats though, Scooter, you haven't really had room to play with most of your toys this year. You've been sitting in that.
It's like all the stuff you sent me, pretty much everything that I've gotten from Simmons is in the closet to my left.
Yeah.
Like everything that he has sent me is in this closet. And I'm just looking at being like, I'll get to play with you.
I'm glad I'm not the only one still setting up. As I see Scooters, it makes me feel good.
You don't get that.
Like these two guys up here, they're all set up and they're all ready to go. We're still trying to get it together, Scooter.
Time out here. Okay, I moved this year. Okay, George? How long have you been there?
Hey, look, that's not important right now.
You've been there a lot longer than I've been there.
The problem is that Rome wasn't built in a day.
Yeah,
And
and
it
it's been
takes
5
time.
years since you've been building anything.
Now, spoiler alert, I'm just gonna give y'all a little tidbit, little taste, little teaser. But man, I'm gonna tell y'all, I saw behind the scenes
Yeah.
Mr. Plastic Addict setup that he's going to reveal.
Well, you know it's happening.
Woo! And I'm gonna tell y'all, man, the heat He got it. That's all I'm gonna say. It looks good. I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying.
I appreciate it, dude. I am working diligently for real, but it's taking time. It's taking time.
So like when Simmons moved into his house, like he sent me like pictures. He's like, he had layouts, he had schematics. He's like, I'm gonna do this, I'm getting this, and this. And I'm sitting there being like, damn. And so then I sent him what I was gonna do. He's like, man, I just wanted to go to IKEA. I'm sitting there being like, I'm looking at my case. He's like, well, I was like, I'm protecting my stuff. You know,
Nate would be the one to be all schematically and all that stuff.
But that's the thing. Like, I don't think a lot of people get it, and I get a lot of flack for this. I personally hate details. They do not. It's for Transformers. For Transformers, it does not work. If you need a statue,
no detail in here, buddy. I'm just saying.
But this is like my opinion. But like, if you do statues, like 1/12 or like 1/6, 1/4, whatever,
right, or Hot Toys,
there, Hot Toys, yeah,
Hot Toys look good. Huh?
But like when someone shoves like 40 toys into one little itty bitty shelf, and you're sitting there being like, I'm looking at.
Where Brock at? Where Brock?
I know, right?
Exactly.
Hey, we invited everybody, so they didn't show up.
That's his pet peeve, man. Life for Brock, boy.
We talk about this a good amount of times. It's like that's an ongoing conversation because a lot of folks like the details because they don't like the dust. So they'll put their 1/12 action figures in the detail because it keeps the dust down. And but it just doesn't translate well because you have this little cubic space that you trying to fit a team in, and it always ends up looking overcrowded.
Yeah.
You know, you can't put more than I'll say about 10 maybe in there before it just starts looking like you just piled action.
Hey man, now I'm gonna confirm what you just said, Plastic. Actually, to be honest, because I did have 2 official IKEA details. Right. Bro, not even 10, man. You put 6 Marvel Legends. Yeah. About 6, that's gonna be your 10 even looks crowded. I know it sounds weird.
It's wild, man.
10 almost, you know. But about 6 of them, you know, on each shelf. That's
but like devil's advocate. I know we're getting a little off topic, but devil's advocate, yes, for intro into collecting, yes, for $70 or $80, whatever it is now, it's cheap. I mean, if anybody saw like I sent my old collection to Bobby to get critiqued and whatnot. I think the glass display case that I had, buying one of those brand new was like $800. I was lucky. I got it off of offer up for $200, but it was full glass. It really prevented dust.
Nice.
I get it. You know, people do creative things. They use billies. They put on plexiglass hinges that you've seen people do to where they actually make it like a Maju case. Those are cool things. And yeah, we want to protect our investments because if you're spending thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars, detail ain't gonna cut it.
Yeah. Well, and like Art brings up a good point. You know, if you're using details, you got to use risers. Like I've seen some like X-Men setups in details with risers, makes them look somewhat better, and then they do like the hanging, you know, the flying ones from the hanging.
Right.
But after a while, we all know X-Men gets bigger and bigger and bigger. It's going to get way crowded. You know, and it's hard. Now, I will tell you, in a detail, if you have risers, like say you're doing G.I. Joes, that's perfect. You know, if you're doing like, you know, a bunch of like troop building, you know, have them all troop set up in there, you know, it look okay. But like for me, I've got so many troops. I mean, there ain't no way it's going to fit in the detail and look good. You know?
Yeah, I found you those troops. I know how many you have.
you haven't seen all of them. It's gotten bad.
Yeah, really bad.
Why am I not surprised?
Well, when you start fighting other ones everywhere, then you have buddies to say, "Hey, I got this. Do you want this?" Sure. Well, how much? Oh, okay. I'll take all those. Our good buddy Grant and Greg, Melican, and everybody else comes out and says, "You want this? Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that." That's
everybody wanted a common commander instead of like looking for these crimson things and bats and.
Hey, I needed one. I needed one Cobra commander.
Oh, I found him.
No, I know.
He was the one like. He's like I said, that's why I call him Common Commander because you see him at Walgreens. You see him.
Common
Commander. Oh yeah, that's funny. That's funny. And you're right.
But I think he's somebody that for the people who are really good at customizing, I think he's the easiest thing to grab to really make it to be whatever you want it to be. The people that are talented that I saw a guy I worked at ToyCon in Vegas like 3 years ago. And there was a guy who literally he used Marvel Legends to make other Marvel Legends, but then he would also, like, if there was the right bodysuit, he made G.I. Joe figures. And he's one of those ones that you could easily turn into, an army builder because he's so common. He's going to go on clearance. You'll find him at Ross. You'll find him at TJ Maxx, whatever. And then you can just do a bunch of stuff with him because you're going to buy him for $4 or $5 instead of spending $25 to $30 at Target.
That's true.
That is. I mean, and depending on your layout and how you saw, like even Art brought up about, DBZ Fig Arts, the Esos Hunters. They've been doing that for years. I mean, George, me and you've been watching Silent Brawler for a long time. They've been.
But the thing about their DBZ display is they have a diorama in there, so it looks like a rock-based diorama. Yep. But even still, they don't put more than like 8 DBZ figs in a detail. You know what I mean? But they have it set up nice where it looks like it's staged nice, it's spaced nice. The fighting scenes that they got going on within the detail is nice, but it's not crowded.
Yeah. Well, and it's hard, like for Transformer collectors, like I mean, I had my Legends collection and it was crowded as crap. Like when I had all the Legends, from Toy Biz and all, I was like, okay, this is ridiculous. How many Valkyries do I need? Because I had like the Wrath of Valkyrie coming after everybody.
Yeah, that part.
But it's always really funny when you get somebody who puts like a DX9 Gabriel or like a Fans Toys Terminus Gigantus and a Detolf, and then they have to take off that one off, and you just got this massive
half the Detolf's gone.
He's in there like.
I know I'm just ragging on Detolfs, and I'm really sorry, but it's just one of those things where I'm just like, there gets to a point where when your collection becomes like it looks like it's tacky, you need to reevaluate. You really do.
And especially for the bot side, because bots don't translate well for any configuration hardly at all. Like if you look at a lot of ours are anywhere from 12 to 16 inches tall, just on general status. So you don't have the room. Like look at these two here. I mean, he's 12 inches, he's 11 and a half, and I had to take out a shelf just to get him to fit in there.
Mm-hmm. And that's what's hard about Transformers is you'll get like your masterpiece car bots, and they might only be like in bot mode, they're only like 6.5 inches tall, and then you get something like Double Evil over like Fans Hobby Overlord, and he's 15 inches. Then you get into the combiners, and now we're talking those are 22 inches, and then you get your Omega Supreme, he's 24 inches, and then same thing now with Scorponok, Black Zarek. With the upgrade kits, they're 24 inches. And so like you're going from a 6-inch figure to this monstrosity. And that's one line of Transformers. That's Masterpiece. That's not getting into Legends, which are
tiny.
It's a complex. It's a mess.
Big time.
All right, off the detail front. I'm sorry. Back to Simmons collectors.
All right, I found an honorable mention, man.
Okay. What you got?
Mention.
Kentaro
Collectibles.
Oh yeah,
there you go.
Well, he was laying around.
Yeah, he looks
laying around.
Laying around, chilling.
Yeah.
Was he holding?
Beating up somebody.
Yeah, this is a cool fig. The reason why I didn't really make the countdown is because I have Goro, and they're from the same buck. And for my countdown, I like to have all different bucks. I believe Goro did make my countdown one time before, but when I mentioned a figure, I would prefer anything that make my top 10 be like a brand new sculpt, if could be, brand new mold, brand new sculpt. So, but this is definitely still a great figure.
Thankfully, we're living in 2023 now, because remember. Rewind the tape, not just 5 short years ago, every Marvel Legends freaking top 10 list was all Bucky Cap molds. And here's top 10. Yeah. Here's this one. Here's 9. Here's 8. Wow. Y'all blowing my mind up in here, boy.
Bro, the Bucky Cap mold, that was the best thing since sliced bread when it came out with that.
I'm telling you, boy.
That and the female with heels with the single joint.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Every female had heels. I'm like, When the hell did she ever run with heels on?
Never.
Super Spy's got to be talented.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right, we'll keep it going. So, the way I'm running, I'm doing one toy, then I'm doing one comic. So this is Born of Blood. This is a series done by Merck Publishing. They're out of Indiana, ironically. So this is from my friend Sora. She's the artist for this
Nice.
one.
Is that a chrome finish on the front?
Yeah, it's a hollow
Okay.
foil.
Oh, hollow
Yeah.
foil. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. And so what the story is
AZ Toy Hunters Guild in the house. Sorry.
oh yeah.
My bad.
Luger, what's up? And so the Merck Publishing has 3 books right now. They have Death Rage, Miss Meow, and then Born of Blood. And so the Spartans is the group, the dynamic behind the actual story. They're the ones who run everything. And this is actually about the Spartans during the Spartan era. So you kind of get to see how they got built up before they got today's in the modern world, as far as like how they're running the world.
Nice.
So,
All right.
So I like it. It's different. And there's by the way, there's no Marvel books and there's no DC books here. So if you're looking for number 2,
wow, all independent or what?
Always all independent. I don't read the big 2.
I remember you telling me that you're diving into all that. I mean, hey, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So that's your honorable mention, independent?
That's one of my honorable mentions. Now, Dewdog knows his other honorable mention.
Oh yeah. That's slick.
Okay.
The Death
Death
Dealer.
Dealer. And this is actually the commission I had done for Death Dealer. This is a commission work.
See, I love that kind of stuff, man.
Yeah. And that's why I want the Mezco so bad. I'm reading the current series. I read the old series from the 90s and from the 80s from Frank Frazetta. So I will find that Mezco. It will happen. If I have to pay an aftermarket price, I will pay it.
Oh, you can find them on the Mezco sites and on Facebook, man.
You can always find what you need, brother.
Yeah.
He's gonna pay to play, but hey,
late tax.
Yeah,
late tax.
Well, it's called the pissed off tax, is what it is, because they canceled my order because they oversold.
That does not surprise me at all with Mezco, buddy.
They canceled your order.
Wow.
They canceled it.
Oh, let's like an Simmons, and like the amount of orders. Like I'll be walking through Target and I'll just like send a picture to him. He's like, I need that. And I was like, okay, cool. He goes, yeah. Target like canceled my pre-order. Same thing with Walmart. Like everything imaginable. Like I remember there was like a 2-month stint with you, and it was a bunch of it was McFarlane, it was Marvel Legends 2-packs. Like this was like the height of COVID. Like I had like every place I went to, and I found like a 2-pack for him. He goes, that one got canceled. The McFarlane, the Batman bike that had the bones or whatever.
Oh, Target will cancel the crap out of it quick.
For like their Lobo, and I just walked past. He's like, it was the corner of that little tiny corner of that box. Was that so and so? I got trekking back. I'm like, he's got such an eagle eye with my photos, and I was like, yeah, that's and so just like all these poor pre-orders that just got canceled left, right, and center. Yeah, Walmart was bad with that. With the red figures, I think when those first came out, they were really bad with just canceling, like overselling and canceling those.
And that's the problem we had was there just wasn't a supply, for everybody that ordered, and they kept taking the orders on and on and on. Whereas like you should have a point where like, hey, I have 100 figures and I'm allocated, so I can do 100 orders.
Yeah, right. It's common sense, eh?
Just stop at that. But they also get told, hey, you're going to get, if you want a secondary order, go on, put it in. We might be able to get you some more then. But then what happens? They start racking and stacking. All right, who's going to get what? Who doesn't? And it's all based upon timing. Who was there first? First come, first serve. That's how it works. And so if you don't get it, it's because you weren't there early enough for it. Doesn't matter if you were on the phone the same time as your buddy was. It all just depends on when you got it.
When they clicked it.
Because like the new Transformers Legacy Wave just came out through Amazon, and it's not even coming out. It came out yet all the way through Pulse yet, and it's like Needle Nose, Tarn, Leo Prime, and them. And so I got a bunch of those that just randomly showed up at my door. I'm like, holy crap, this is not supposed to come out till March, but that's just how it is. They're getting the supplies in now early, so they're shipping them out early, which means we all get charged early.
Yeah.
All right.
What's your next comic or whatever you were about to do?
Well, I think it's George's turn now.
Oh, okay.
What, this is my number 10?
It's going to do your number 10.
Number 10, baby.
Number 10, Ills, coming from Mattel. Cream of the crop rises to the top.
Man. That's such a sick.
Can you dig it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna snap into a Slim Jim.
Man.
Yeah, man.
Mattel, boy, them Ultimates, boy, they on a whole nother.
I don't
epic
collect
level,
a whole lot of wrestling figures, but the figures that I do collect got to be from the 80s or the 90s. And we did get a bunch of Mattel wrestling figures that came out in 2022, but that one was one of my favorites for sure. So from Mattel, it's got to be my boy Randy.
Yeah, and I got the Mr. T and the Hulk one, the two. Dude, I will never forget that to the day I die. Watching those two in the ring with Hulkamania. See,
Yes,
you got that's the new one, right? The new
Yeah.
Got this yesterday, boy. Ooh, man. What?
Yeah.
That jacket is crazy nice, man.
Bro, look at this jacket, though.
They took time with that. That's nice.
Bro, I mean, even his draws, man, got it.
Yeah,
What?
the
Not trying to get
graphics
y'all.
on his
No, that
trunks,
just ain't right.
Anyway.
Mattel came a long way, man.
They did. They really did.
It is funny.
Of course,
It's like the Ultimate line's only $30,
Yeah.
So it's like, and everything that you get with that just blows away the Elite Series.
Man,
Exactly.
George,
Say hello to the bad guy.
boy. Anyway, that's this year, though. That's this year. Man, never mind.
Razor Ramon.
Oh, that was 2023, huh?
Oh, yeah, that came out this week.
That's from the 3-pack, right? The Raw 3.
Yes, sir.
He got the Undertaker in there too.
Oh, yeah, man. That classic one.
Actually,
it blew my mind. I had no idea it came with that big diorama. God is my witness. I had zero idea until I got home. Let me hold on. Let me grab this thing.
I didn't know. I didn't even know you could order that.
I haven't seen anybody review it yet. I seen them on shelves, but I haven't seen anybody review them yet.
Look at this down, man. You got Raw. The freaking backdrop.
Oh,
that's crazy.
The old stuff.
So when you do your photos, you got them walking out.
He's spelling out war.
Whatever. Raw is
war.
Yeah. What was their thing? Raw is war or something like that. Yeah. I can't. I'm backwards on my camera. Anyway.
Hey, you can do it both ways. It works.
Yeah, man. But I literally, when I got home opening it, I'm like, this sucker is heavy. And I opened the button, and those big old letters, you got to build them. You got to put them in. Anyway, I just pleasantly surprised.
Talk about that, though. Don't nobody talk about that. You know why? Because a lot of people probably ain't opened theirs yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything on it other than the picture Du showed us in the group, and that was it.
No, I'm opening my stuff.
Oh, yeah. Well, and Thor's talking here. I mean, look at we're gonna pick on Thor just a little bit. I was at WrestleMania 1, nearly ringside for Hogan and Mr. T versus Piper and Orndorff. Dude, I would have loved to seen that.
One. The first one, Thor. Holy crap!
Yeah,
that's wild.
All right, my number 10. Oh, this guy.
Spawn,
that's nice.
Shadow.
That's the Mortal Kombat Spawn too.
This is the most recent one, but he's actually got the classic colors.
Right.
This is why I wanted this one, because you had the deluxe one that had the partial cape, but he didn't have the right colors.
Right.
This one actually has the right colors. He has the cape, and he actually has the chains. I don't need a sword. I don't need a mace. I don't need anything. I just need chains. That's what Spawn always had in the comic.
Right. That's true.
And this one is nice. The only thing that's different is it's got pins in McFarlane still. They haven't got out of the pin game yet. But I think once they get rid of the pins, it's going to be a lot better. But, man, it's so nice to have a double jointed elbow for big figures, too, because these are 7-inch figures. Yeah, this is my number 10.
Oh, I had to get that one.
Nice. I like it.
Right.
Definitely like it.
So we're going to pick on Scooter now. So, Scooter, you have a bunch of stuff in the back.
Oh,
so...
I
all that stuff.
He's like, oh, that's there.
What? You ain't gonna get all of them. But I'm gonna say, which one do you want to open the most?
So all that stuff's already open. Your stuff, which is in the closet.
Well, let's open it. Let's open it. You ain't got jack to do. You're on here with us. Open something.
Open something.
Pick a box. Pick a box. Any box.
Any box. Open a box. You've been waiting for a year and a half to open some of this stuff. Come on.
Yeah.
Lee.
So while you,
I know the feeling, man. I know the feeling.
Yeah, George does know.
I opened them, but I put them back in the box.
Well, and you had to when you lived in Hawaii. You didn't really have the room.
Yeah.
Now we always gave you crap because you had like an 8-bedroom house sitting on the base, and you never took your stuff out. That's why it's kind of cool too, though. At the same time, is like you're showing us figures from like 3 to 4 years ago. Still in the box and bringing them out.
Yeah.
And by the way, anybody don't ask him if he's going to sell it. I've already got dibs on anything he doesn't want.
Who's Scooter? Oh, me? Oh, yeah, for sure. You got it.
So, okay.
I don't know if you still collect Bayformers or not, man, but I got.
I do, depending on who they is.
Okay. All right.
Crash. This is something I want to dig into. This is
big box.
so.
Yeah, it's a big old box.
They go, well, this has got 2 figures in it. So this is Tiny Toys. So the other one that Simmons just got for me has got Monkey Pants. This is basically Razor Claw and his foot.
Yeah.
And so this
nice.
is absolutely massive. So it's a little like, I guess what you can say with this is like, sometimes these companies take like creative liberties and it's more updated. So with this guy, they have a real Zoid vibe to them. But this guy is going to be making Predaking, who's a Decepticon. So, it's going to
be a beast of a figure when you connect them, huh?
No pun intended. Yes, everything is a beast. So it ranges from like a dive bomb is like a falcon. We've got Razor Claw, who's a lion. You've got a rhino. You've got a bull. So Tantrum, Horrible. What else do you got? Oh my god!
So how large is the sucker supposed to be once you like?
He's gonna be like 23 inches.
Dang,
he's gonna be big.
Yeah,
he's gonna be heavy because each one of these boxes are almost half die cast.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a heavy figure set. And that's kind of talking about our discussion earlier about storage. That's the issue we have on the Transformer side is the actual storage that can hold the figures that we have.
The weight of it, yeah.
Because like your Galactus, for example, that's a heavy figure. The Galactus is.
But it ain't even metal though, or
no, it's not. It's just plastic, but it's heavy plastic.
All plastic.
Right, it is heavy.
Come to Papa.
All right, now my honorable this is my number 10. This is my number 10 for comics. So this is my good buddy Joel Gomez. I got this from him. This is a metal crimson cover.
Nice.
And this is actually an interview book directly with the artist. So this is what we call a AP. So I don't know if you can see it right there. Little JG.
Yeah, I see it.
So this is the artist proof edition of it. There's only 5 made in the world. Because the way artist proofs work, if you guys don't know them from the comic side, they do their covers and then they get comps from the companies they work for. They get X amount of covers, and those are the artist proofs. A lot of artists just sell them. They keep one. They usually keep AP1, and then they sell the rest of them. So,
what's that? A foil cover?
This is a metal cover.
Wow.
It is a crimson metal.
That's nice.
So very heavy. Makes a box real heavy when you're mailing and shipping.
So I guess for comments, I showed this off to Dewdog and Simmons a while back, but this is my honorable mention for you comic book nerds.
Oh yeah.
So this one's signed by Casey. He did his little. We met him at TFCon, so I got him to sign it because he did this. So for those who don't know, if you're not making the connection, this is the Killing Joke.
Yeah, for Megatron though.
Yeah,
got you. I see that. Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
This is metal. So
Yeah,
this is
the metal print.
That's nice.
That's
Nice.
cool, man.
Picked this up at TFCon last year.
That is freaking dope, man.
Yeah. I love those kind of things. That's why Rube gave me a couple.
I'm jealous looking at that.
Well, that's the thing is when
that got a rise out of me, bro.
you gotta get some artwork. Artwork makes the world go better.
Yeah.
Dang,
Oh,
that would
yeah.
look so dope. That would look clean hanging up.
Here's another one.
Oh yeah, Optimus.
That's sick right there, too.
So there's tons of them, and it's not just Display doesn't just do Transformer stuff. So like, if you are a GI Joe fan, you can get the different symbols from GI Joe, Star Wars, Star Trek. They've got the helmets from Star Wars. I mean, the list goes on with just like crazy stuff. Even just like if you want to get the signs that said like GI Joe, and knowing is half the battle. Transformers, they got
right.
And it's and what's
Are
nice
those
is
the ones that hang by magnets or whatever?
Yeah, so on the back, you get a magnet and a case, and so with this stuff, so if you wanted to, like my buddy Grant, we got his whole Transformer collection office is just there are displays everywhere. So if you want to change things up, it's not like you're gonna rip things off the wall. You literally can just take the just pop it off the magnet and start swapping things around. It makes life really easy, and you can get them with like a I like mine with the matte finish because it doesn't glare so bad off of the light. You can get it with like a polish, and there's like a couple other different ways of doing it, but the matte finish is the way to go. And these are, I think, medium size. You can get like some stupid big ones too. Like they get really large, really quick.
Nice.
I looked at one. It was 18 by 36 inches.
Yeah, and they're doing horizontal ones now too, so they don't all have to be like this one. You can get like your GI Joe one, like you can get it being like nice and wide, and you can just put that right above.
All right, George.
We're going back to you. We had number 9.
Yeah, number 9.
Number 9 coming on time. I'm going with Hasbro Blaster here.
Oh yeah.
Hey.
Number 9. On time. I really like this fig, man. Like the transformation is super easy, and I like super easy. So Blaster is definitely my number 9 coming from the Hasbro Transformer division. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I mean, it just brings back all the feels, right? When you look at it, like they did it so well. Man.
Yeah, I love this thing.
Well done. Yeah, it's dope, man.
You got to have Blaster. But here's the problem. I don't have Soundwave. And, if you didn't get that Soundwave from Walmart, you don't have one that actually turns into a tape deck. You get the one that turns into the Cruiser.
That Cruiser, right.
So
that's probably going to be next.
They're going to redo it. But here's the funny part. They just reissued the old Cruiser one in Legacy just now, this last year. So
I don't want that.
I don't know. Nobody wanted that.
Uh-oh.
See, even he's got a black. Oh, you got the Recording Alliance one.
Yeah.
I know.
Scooter got all the rich man versions of them.
Yeah, but you know where he got them from too, right?
For sure, bro.
If you want though, Shozy, this guy's
nice
$6. So
Scooter, there ain't no shame in the game, baby. Hey, you got that. Hey.
That's nice.
If you want a good Blaster, Shozy, he's like 60, maybe $70 right now, down from 140.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of reviews of that guy. He's pretty nice.
Probably only
that one.
Just needed a bit better paint. That's probably all that it is. But if you look at the company, Deformation Space, Transform Element, like it has paint, but the paint doesn't ever really pop. I'm not
Or said Scooter flexing over there.
I flexed because I held it. Yeah, obviously he came in late because I held up a flame toys. Don't make me pull out all the flame toys. Like,
Yeah, them $400, $500
super
figures.
flex.
Exactly. I got one.
Show me your most muscular.
It ain't no shame in it, brother. Go on here.
That's right.
I have a Toy World constructor box. I can pull that out of the garage.
No, you just
That's
mail
not
that one to me. All right, number 9 for comics.
Here we go.
So my buddy Will Russell, he wrote this one. It's called Psycho Sal. And what it is, it's about a psychopath. Duh, psycho. But it's about a serial killer.
Who would have known?
Duh. I never knew.
The serial killer in the 80s. So if you guys remember, serial killers were a big thing in real life in the 80s. That's when things started coming out. And this is kind of like, hey, what would you do if you were in the mind of him, in the mind of a serial killer? And so it's from his perspective. So it's kind of like,
I like that cover though.
Yeah,
that's nice, man. Look, it reminds me of The Crow.
Yeah, he does good works.
It reminds me a little bit more of Rorschach from
Watchmen.
Oh, Watchmen.
I see a bit more.
Definitely gonna get to that.
I see like dark, but dark like The Crow, but like creepy like Rorschach.
Yeah. And he wears a mask. It's sort of like Hannibal. So it's definitely an interesting story. That's why I like Independence, because I'm tired of reading just the same thing over and over again. DC and Marvel.
So for the people watching, or even like myself that might not know exactly, where do you get these? Like
so 99, or I'll say about 90% of the books I buy now are Kickstarters. So So I buy a lot through Kickstarter now, or I buy directly through the artists themselves. Like I bought this from him at a convention earlier last year. So so word of independent
makes it a little more special when you do it that way.
It does. Like the independent scene's a lot different than DC and Marvel too. Like you can't just go to your LCS and pick up what you want. Sometimes you have to special order it if it's even in Diamond. If like I have some books I get that literally comes straight from the company and only from the company, and that's it.
And then freaking Marvel and DC, both of them, and obviously it's this money, obviously. But the problem though, it's like, oh, look at my favorite Wolverine. Oh, never mind, there's 50 freaking variants.
Yeah.
Like what the? Come on, man. That's ridiculous.
That's ridiculous. Always come back to life. It's like the stupid running daytime soap operas.
Right.
That's actually one of the reasons I stopped reading comics from DC and Marvel was because Marvel killed off Wolverine, and they said he's dead, and wasn't even a year later they brought him right back.
Psych.
No one's ever dead.
I'm like, and then he came back.
That's the rule, man.
Yeah.
But they changed him so much. He had like all these universal powers, Infinity Stone powers. He had these glowing.
Oh yeah, I know. I read that.
I'm like, you've ruined a character that I had loved for almost 30 years.
They don't give a flip.
They don't care. It's all about making money. And like DC's even worse because DC will have a crisis event every year. You don't know like which.
I felt bad for George, my man, Plastic Addict, the DC guru. When Joker got pregnant last week, I'm like, what the blah blah blah. What?
That's why I stopped reading the new stuff. I'll stick with Dark Metals, but that other stuff, man, I can't.
Dark Knight Metal was sick. That was like a true, but it was like Nate said, it was so different and so out there. It was so different, so out there that it was refreshing, if that makes sense. Like, right. And that was about it.
It's like the Black Label. Like I consider the DC Black Label completely different than the regular DC for that reason, because it's actually really good stories. Like I was reading Curse of the White Knight, and that was one of my favorite series to read because of what they did. They have another one. They have another one out right now, but I'm waiting for the paperback version to come out. I'll read it again. But it's sad. Like the Black Label stuff makes sense. It actually makes sense. Like if you read the Harley book, that came out, like it talks about how crazy this girl really is. and like how obsessed she was with the Joker. You know, and it's like it really puts those things together. I'm like, okay, I like that. But regular DC, no, thank you, sir. No, thank you.
Come on,
Especially
man.
the new
Good
Superman
man.
that's out there who doesn't know what he is yet.
I'll tell you what, though. I will watch any DC animated movie, though. Straight
Oh
up.
yeah,
For real. For real.
Oh yeah.
Like, okay, I mean, DC, whatever, their movie universe, absolute trash. But
The newest animated movie they got out is the Super Sons movie.
oh yeah.
That's at Target right now. That's a
wow.
really good movie. It's Batman's son, Damon, and then
Damon.
it's Superman's son, Jonathan.
Jonathan Kent. Yeah, which is kind of weird because when they were kids, they didn't act the way they act now.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not going to spoil it about Jonathan Kent, but if you read any of the new stuff, it's a lot different than what you thought Superman really was. Like it divided the whole community is what it did because of the old.
That's why they do all that.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
why
what's that? Superman had a baby with I think it was it Wonder Woman or was it
Wonder
Lois?
Woman.
Yeah, Wonder Woman. Yeah, and they hid her from Superman,
Mm-hmm.
and he's just now finding out. So now it's like, oh wow, wow.
All right.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, man, you tapped it, man.
Well, and it was kind of
That
like,
baby got laser beams coming out their eyes. Sure.
I think it's coming out the ass too. But hey, but I tell you, that's
I think her name is Laura Kent.
Yeah. But in Kingdom Come, which is one of my favorite DC books ever,
It's probably the best DC book ever.
negative.
Yeah.
Ne-
Kingdom
but-
Come?
No, nope.
It's a good one, boy.
Bro,
It's a good best
Okay,
one.
so you know what they're talking about, right? They're talking about in the new DCU, that's going to be like the final movie, right?
Yeah.
Because he's going to build up to that.
Yeah.
Kingdom Come.
The best series was Crisis on Infinite Earth.
That was good. That was good too.
The reason why they actually killed the Flash and they killed Supergirl, and they never brought them back for almost 30 years.
Which Flash? Wally West or
Barry Allen.
Barry Allen? Oh, yeah. I mean, they did that in. So that was something that I thought was cool in Young Justice. They killed off Wally because one of them that was too slow. I thought was cool because, and in the comics, I think he just got stuck in the Speed Force and came back out, and he ends up being like the fastest Flash out of all Flashes. But I don't know. That's just what I caught from YouTube. I'm probably wrong. I'm not a comic book guy.
That debate will never end.
And there's people that love Jay Garrick more than they do Wally West and Barry Allen because Jay Garrick is the original.
He's like, what? he was the first.
I know who he is, but I ain't,
Yeah.
He ain't as fast. No.
No. The fastest is still to this day Barry Allen.
Barry.
Barry Allen.
Does anybody remember like
Hate in the comments.
from like the 90s?
Huh?
Remember that movie, the Flash movie that did back in like the early 90s?
Oh, yeah, it was a TV series.
I remember the show. I don't remember the movie. But
I always remember like, he would do something, and then like there would be like the scene of him in this like living room with like 50 boxes of like Chinese food that he'd be eating, like because of like
Oh,
the
yeah.
metals.
Yeah.
I just remember like that. I thought
had to keep that metabolism up.
bringing like in the 90s. I thought they did like a really good job with that show. I really
He did.
do.
It was a good
Yeah, I
good
enjoyed it.
That's why
Matter
they
of fact,
made
the
him
same actor played Barry
Jay
Allen's
Garrick.
Again, yeah.
dad
Yeah.
Right?
in the CWs.
And then
Which
they
is
ended
fine.
up making
I
him
forget
Jay
his name,
Garrick
though.
in the other world too.
He
Oh,
showed
that'd be
up a
perfect.
few times.
Because he showed up wearing the metal
Yeah.
hat, the metal.
Yeah.
Right,
like
there you go.
Who is it?
Yeah, wearing the hubcap.
Yeah, Hermes.
Yeah.
Hermes
Oh,
wings.
Lightning bolt.
Yeah.
What's so Plastic Addicts number 9 over here?
I think we're on 7, huh?
Oh, my bad.
No,
seven.
there's a reason why this is my show. So we on number 8.
8. There you go. I'm gonna come in at number 6, but anyway, because I didn't have 8 and 9 anyway.
Oh,
but
we're on 8?
I'm gonna come in there with you though.
We on number 9 figure. right now.
Okay, so he's gonna show his 9th.
I'm gonna show my number 9 figure. Then we're gonna be
because you showed your book.
Let's see. It's gonna be this guy. So this is Inferno
Hey,
from Legacy.
I like that.
From Legacy.
Hmm.
Turns into a giant ass ant. You know.
Yeah.
When Beast Wars came out, okay, this is the only figure I had from Beast Wars was Inferno, the original version. Because I never watched Beast Wars, I only bought the figure. I had no idea what it was about. Because by the time I got to Beast Wars, it was already in the 2000s, and it was already over. Yeah. So I was like, I like the figure. I'll play with it, you know. And then I had Spider-Man ride in this ant for like a good 2 months, you know.
Nice. I remember seeing T-Man's review on that one right there. I really enjoyed that figure.
I do too.
I just hadn't seen it in person yet.
That one you won't see in person. It'll probably be gone before you see it.
I'm sure.
Some dumb bot nut's gonna get it.
I just couldn't get into Beast Wars. I really couldn't.
Me neither. But I respect the Optimus and the Megatron, the T-Rex. I like those.
Well, I mean, like when you look, I agree with people because I've read it on paper where it's like, yes, the plot was probably one of the best plot-driven concepts, but from an animated standpoint,
the
kid looks like trash.
And it does look like crap.
And I like Simmons and I agree because we're also big anime nuts. Like I do not like probably 95% of the anime that comes out because I can't stand CGI. It's really hard to blend a hand-drawn scene with a little bit of CGI. Like there's a few of them that can do it.
I get that.
Demon Slayer being one of them is very good at mixing the two, but when it is so apparent, it's like the same thing in a movie. That's why a lot of super like live action stuff doesn't work because it just looks bad. And to me, watching it, I couldn't get over it. The mouths were really awkward. I just couldn't do it, you know. And I just was kind of, I guess, too butthurt about the way that my G1 Transformers were drawn. I just never could get into Beast Wars. But I love the cockiness of Megatron, who took the same name. But yeah.
And my favorite part is, you know, like I got to meet David Kay, who's the voice of Megatron at the last TFCon I went to. That he becomes Optimus Prime in Prime, Transformers Prime. He's the same voice actor. So he's the only person that actually was Optimus and Megatron.
Oh, damn.
Nice.
And that's where the animated series was at its best.
Oh, yeah.
It just, what stinks is that the budget was too expensive to keep that running. But that, to me, was probably the... It's tough to say because it was like, I really like the G1 series as much as it had errors and it was rushed. Like, Transformers Prime was probably, in the last 20 years, the best thing that's come out of Transformers.
Well, it was made for G1 people. Is what Prime was made for. It was a back to the roots kind of a apple of the day. You know, whoever you're going to beat up of the day. How many times you're going to beat up Megatron? But then the difference with Prime than G1 is that there was a storyline that was still continuous throughout the episodes. Mm-hmm. Like there was, G1 was, all right, get up, go roll out, go beat up Megatron, roll back home. You know, that was every G1 episode. But then Prime, expanded on things that like they didn't. Like I love the whole Unicron portion of
the Dark Energon.
Yeah, the Dark Energon, Dark Cybertron. That was one of my favorite parts about Prime. Now, Beast Hunters, I wasn't so thrilled about from Prime. Yeah, they had to end the series, and that's the rush part that everybody talks about is like Beast Hunters, Predacon Rising. But it was one of those things that you could see it keep going. And that's why, actually, ironically, the Japanese kept it going. There's another show called Transformers Go. And Transformers Go actually has Prime in it. The characters from Transformers Prime. But it's like in a distant era. So it's let's fast forward again kind of thing.
That's what I'm trying to figure out about this whole Death Chicken, Death Saurus.
Hey, okay. That is actually really easy, Death Saurus is Vice Victory Saber in Victory.
Yeah.
Victory came after Master Force after Headmasters. Yeah.
But
And I
it's
already
just,
gave you all the episodes, so you sure.
I got them all. I just need the time. Dude, this week I have had a skills check for college. I've had one exam, one quiz. I just took a quiz this morning. I have an exam on Tuesday, another skills check on Wednesday, and a midterm on Thursday. And a puppy.
And a
And a
partridge
puppy
in
and
a
a new
pear
house.
tree.
Scooter, what you doing to yourself, man?
It's an Australian Shepherd, dude. The thing looks at you and it looks into your soul. It's rough.
Oh yeah, stares right through your soul, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
It does. Them blue
All right,
eyes.
George, we on number 8.
Number 8, huh?
8.
So for number 8, these were toss-ups.
He's
here.
really trying to reach.
I had to pick between the two. And to me, if Bane had more articulation than old Swamp Thing here, I would go with Bane. But since he doesn't, I have to go with Swamp Thing.
So Swamp Thing is a very nice figure, and I'm glad I own it.
Yeah, huge.
That's not looking Swamp Thing.
This thing is
Why
huge.
is that not what I pictured? Which version of Swamp Thing is that? Because that looks.
So this is the Brightest Day Swamp Thing. So there's actually 2 that's sold. There's the regular version that doesn't have the horns.
Right.
And then there's this one that does have the horns. And this one is tied to the Brightest Day saga of Blackest Night, Brightest Day.
Now, is he referring? Is he like? So he's McFarlane. Is that McFarlane?
Yeah, McFarlane. Yeah,
one of McFarlane's best too, man.
Yeah, exactly, dude. I believe so.
Is that a variant, or is that a gold label, or is it just the fact that he?
That's a GameStop exclusive.
Yeah.
Okay, so
yeah.
The big box McFarlane DC GameStop.
Right. Yeah.
Because I've seen they had the Clayface. What have I seen? Clayface.
Yeah, Clayface. You're right.
Yeah.
They've got Killer Croc.
Yeah, Killer Croc was another one.
Necron. I surprised Necron wasn't on your list, George.
Yeah, well, it was a tough decision, man. It was tough. I'm telling you, McFarlane really did come out with some great mega figs last year, man. He really did.
Well, and it was all of a sudden, too. Like, dude, we got hit with Bane and Necron the same day.
Yeah, how about that? Man.
My wallet didn't.
Well, Buddy ain't playing around, boy.
No, he ain't. Like, he's really producing a lot of stuff, man.
Well, like we had to order the blue lantern. You better order in on that too if you haven't.
Oh yeah, I ordered that guy for sure.
Good.
But I'm trying to build this Justice League Dark, and I wonder how long it's going to take him to finish it.
Well,
because we need Zatanna.
You're not going to get Zatanna early. He's going to make you wait until the last minute for that one. Did you get your Dead Man? We were asking you this morning.
Yeah. I did get Dead Man.
All right.
He was on the Justice League Dark as well.
Man Bat, that's who it was.
Yeah, Man Bat was definitely
on Arkham Asylum.
Yeah.
That is nuts.
Yeah,
but this thing is a mess to stand, man. I mean, it looks great, but it's a nightmare to stand.
Too top heavy, too bulky.
These ankles are super weak, man. Super duper.
You need a flight stand for that one,
man.
Get some Kiki. Put that on.
So for your dark though, are you using the Constantine from Mezco, or are you going to use the McFarlane one?
Oh, the Mezco Constantine for sure. This Man Bat is trash.
Oh, that's the Arkham Knight one.
Yeah,
Arkham Knight.
He didn't care.
Hell, half the damn line was trash from Arkham Knight as far as playing with them. They look damn good on the shelf though.
They look great, but yeah, you're right.
Nate, why are you bringing too much truth tonight, man? Why are you bringing?
I don't know, man. I'm on a roll. We're gonna keep going.
Dang.
Hey,
all right.
What was that? Number 7?
That's number 8. So I gotta do my number 8. So you know what I'll do? I'm gonna do my number 8 comic first.
Oh, that's neat.
This is called a half and half.
Is that Lady Death and somebody else?
Lady Death and Vampirella.
That's what I thought.
That's what I was thinking.
That's what I thought too. But
so what we do is we have 2 artists draw it side by side. So one side.
That's unique.
This one's done by my good friend Marissa Pope, This side's done by Mike DeBalfa. And here's the funny part. She is the understudy for him.
G-Wrong game.
So that's why they look kind of similar. But I had this done through SR International Comics. They were doing this. So I was like, let me jump in on that one. And here's the funny part. Both these artists were at Cowtown Comic Con that I went to. And they asked me, do you want to see it? I said, no, I will be patient. They were going to show me what it looked like because they had it on their phone. I'm like,
They want to be surprised.
I wanted to be surprised. And what happened? Everybody and their brother has asked me if I will sell this now. And I said, hell no.
Hell no.
Hell to the no.
That's my song.
So I had to do it.
Oh, Bishop Baldwin.
Pops it on again. All right. So we're going to do Nate's number 8. And it's going to be a G.I. Joe.
Okay.
Oh, let me guess.
That's tough.
Slaughter.
Whoa, he put the sergeant at 8.
Yep.
Wow.
Now here's the thing.
What? You about to bring the heat?
You know, this
let me go
was
ahead.
a hard decision because I had the Valaverse one on order forever.
There you go.
You know, but I was like, okay, I saw this one, and it was done.
Maggots.
I'm sorry, I had to cancel my Valaverse and get this one.
Hey, I don't blame you. I decided to wait myself. I seen everybody doing the Valaverse, and I was like, I'm gonna just be patient.
Yep. And this is so well worth it because you know why? I got 2 of these. There's a reason. Nice. And you know why? One's on the wrestling shelf, and one's going to be on the G.I. Joe shelf.
Okay.
Everybody remember WWF? We had Sergeant Slaughter.
Yeah.
You know, so.
WWE.
Hey man, don't be messing with my little daddy over here, man. Little baby kid, little child over here.
You know, every time I see him, I think about what you would call it, Popeye. He's got the Popeye chin.
He does. Oh, Bobby Valor watching this right now. Y'all making fun of my.
I'm sorry, Bobby. But it does look like he got he needs some spinach or something.
Bobby, we got you, cuz. We got a whole squad right here, just in case. We good.
And if you guys don't know, we're talking about Bobby Valor, but he's the one who does Valaverse. He does some amazing G.I. Joe figures.
Oh, for sure.
Troop builders, I mean, he does amazing.
Oh, I love Bobby's work, man.
Yeah. He got one right there. Boom. Yep.
He goes in. Bobby goes in with those figs, man.
He does. Sure.
Name another company throwing $500 bills in the package, though.
Uh-huh.
Oh, y'all can't name nobody. Okay, that's what I thought. Ain't never seen that one in my whole career. I collect ever.
And now we got Scooter trying to find a toy.
Dude,
I got a number 7. What we on number 8 though, right? Okay.
Well, that was number 8. We on number 7.
Okay.
We on number 7.
Okay. Well, I got a 7.
What'd you do, George?
You done dipped out.
The internet was lagging.
We're down. He hit the wrong button again. I guarantee you.
All I saw was.
Well, the internet started cutting out.
Well, we on number 7. So if you got number 7, go for it.
Hold on, let me get in here. Number 7, action figure for me. Believe it or not, it's also a G.I. Joe. And it is the Crimson Guards, baby.
The Crimson Guards, yeah.
Woo! You guys. Now, those of y'all that don't know, my number 7 right here. This is the Gridiron Studios gun, so that don't really count. But he does look good with that gun, though. I ain't gonna lie. So there you go. Number 7 for me, G.I. Joe Classified Crimson Guard. I ain't worried about the vintage version. I like this deep crimson color right here. That's just me personally.
The bloody red.
So your boy Dudog figure game number 7 right here. Bang.
I like it.
Oh, yeah.
Right there.
All right, Scooter, you got something? Or we're going to pass to George.
So I'm doing like mold mates because like I don't believe. So like one of the things I don't believe is like, you know, it's not fair to pull like 15 figures in a row. They're like the same color. So I'm giving a really big shout out to a company that's gotten a lot of crap throughout their time, and I got 2
Funko.
Oh, X-Transbots.
Oh yeah, no, dude, Funko. I will kick you to the curb.
He said Funko. Poor Funko collectors, man. They be getting ragged on, man.
Yeah, so it is like a slogan: "Say no to Funko." Okay.
Exactly.
So I picked up these two guys. Reviews have been huge on these. So these are mold mates. That's why they're going together. Nate can go over like the. So I'm a big fan of the Headmasters. Normally I don't collect Autobots, but I do like my Headmasters. So this is art. And then there's a story behind it that Simmons can explain.
Oh, that's
This guy
X-Transbots.
was a mistake. He showed up for less than 10 seconds in like the first episode when Prime fell down the cliff.
He fell down the cliff, That's supposed to be grapple.
It's supposed to be grapple.
It's supposed to be in yellow, but they did an animation error and they made it in green. And ironically, the community ran with it. And then his actual backstory is he is an actual Constructicon, that's green. Because the original Constructicons were not Decepticons. They were actually good guys. They were actually
brainwashed by Megatron.
Exactly. So Long Hauler is that green one's called. Long Hauler is the one who said, "No, I think I'll stay on the Autobot side." He ran away from the Constructicons.
Yeah. So I think it kind of got tied in using BotCon back in the day, kind of as a fan fiction. And then that kind of went into like Dreamwave or something like that. So it's really cool to see him. And he really, so what I'm hoping for, X-Transbots is going to be doing the Constructicons.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping and I think a lot of us are on the same page that we think this green is going to kind of match that color. So he'll go really, really well with that entire set. So like I've got my Toy World Constructor. I want to probably do X-Transbots as being my bot mode with this guy. So I was, as soon as I watched him, I had my eye on him. And then when the reviews were coming out, the articulation was crazy. The amount of accessories he came with, the transformation is actually fun. This was like a home run by X-Transbot. So I picked up both of these guys. And the green one is actually a limited edition. So when he's gone, he's gone.
Wow.
So I made sure I snagged him.
Nice.
What's the price he at now on the secondary?
Well, there's the only place you can still get him right now is Shozy, so he's still $120.
Oh, okay.
But when he's gone, he'll probably hit 150, 180. X-Transbots holds off for a while before they even go up in price at all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I haven't bothered looking at that, but I'm pretty. Well, I haven't looked at it in a while, but yeah, because I got another mold mate to like 4 other figures that came out this year. Ooh,
so like this is the X-Transbots version of Scourge.
Oh yeah, Andres.
Yep. This is the original, not the repaint. So today we don't have one from Fans Toys, so that's the only one you can have in your collection. Well, guess what? He's sold out at most places now. So now he is starting to push the $200 threshold. Where
139, I think, when he first came out, something around there.
Yep. And what happened was last year, in 2022, they reissued him with three mold mates called the Sweeps. Like if you watch the actual movie,
I need 2 more sweeps.
Yeah, so it's Swarm. So this is the new version. It's a darker color, and they fix the feet. So there's a big issue with the transformation of the feet. Yeah. But then the Swarm that you could get, which they charge like $3.99 for.
Yeah.
You got like different accessories, but they all still look the same.
They all are identical. Yeah.
Yep.
And so I ended up getting this nice guy for about $100 because I was like, yep, let me get that. No, because I needed that for my Masterpiece show. Because I don't collect a whole lot of Masterpiece anymore, but just some of the movie stuff. And then of course, T-Man's hating me right now because I'm giving him all of those nice Takara train bots. Between him and Sony, they probably don't like me.
Well, that thing's not even that. What sucks about those train bots is they're not even Masterpiece scales.
No, they are a hybrid because I have some of the. Here's one.
Moon Studios.
Yeah, buddy.
Hell yeah.
These?
Yeah.
Yeah. When the train bots from Masterpiece are this tall, you know you got an issue.
Woo!
Right.
But these guys are solid. But yeah, we digressed again, like always. We're gonna stay on task. Number seven. All right. we just did number 7 for you. So let me do number 7. I think damn it, we're losing track of numbers. All right, number 7.
We just did number 7.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you guys did number 7. I'm last.
Okay.
Remember? So this is a book called Zombie Tramp.
Zombie Tramp?
Zombie Tramp, yes. 100% was
All
what
right.
I just said.
Okay. Okay.
Zombie Tramp.
Just got
Just check it.
Yeah. What?
Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey, I don't go watch my last live. Yeah, it's a lot worse than that. It was real bad. Like probably Dog, you don't want to watch the last one.
It's like
the redneck from Texas after dark.
Yeah, that's how some of these ones are now.
Red Shoe Diaries with Nate Simmons.
He said, "Wait till we get." They said, "Wait till we get the number 1 comic." 2023.
So the storyline behind this one is there's a girl, she gets killed horrifically, and then she gets brought back to life as a zombie.
Get it? Horrifically.
Horrifically.
There it is.
Dog, you're all weak.
So she comes back, and then of course, what do zombies like to do? They like to eat anything that's alive. But she actually is conscious, which is different than most zombie things. Like she actually knows what she's doing. She knows she's eating people and stuff because she can actually change back to human as well. So
Nice.
it's kind of it's an interesting story, you know. And the bad part is there's like 80 issues of this one. The first 56 issues were done by the creator and written by the creator and then drawn by him and by his buddies. And then he got pushed out. And then they redid the story with a new zombie in it called Lynch. And it wasn't as good. And so what happened was this last year he got his rights back to the actual storyline and he restarted it. So that's why this one is, I don't know if you can see it, 56B. This is the B issue. So what happens is,
I see the B, but I don't think it's a letter I'm looking at.
Yeah,
right there.
Just kidding.
But it's a restart, and that's why, because he just came out with actual 57 I just got. So it's a great story. I like it. It's funny to read. Not for children. No, I don't probably anything I read is probably not for children.
You don't say.
But yeah, that's what we got. All right, that was numbers. That's it.
7.
I'm 10, 9, 8, 7. So I do my number 7 figure, and then my number 7 figure is this guy.
Hey, that's a good pick. That's a good pick.
Yes,
This
sir.
is one of my favorite ones out of the whole series from Universal TMNT is this Mikey. I wasn't a big fan of Leo. That was one of those things. I'm like,
No, that one right there way better than Leo.
That's nice.
Hey, look at that dude.
Yeah,
your kid just
I
came in
saw
and
my
out of
oldest one. Literally behind. That is funny though. Behind my arcade cabinets and the collector wall right there. It's actually a bathroom.
As I'm showing booby
like a little. Yeah, right. Like black it out. Black it out.
But yeah, Scoot got me these ones.
That Mikey dude, it's the best one out of all of them.
It is,
in my opinion.
No, I think Simmons might have one that's better that he just
What,
got.
Raph?
No.
Raphael?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. What's better?
Splinter.
And I'm gonna
Man,
call
Splinter? Nah.
It just
Dude,
I
Van
got that
Helsing.
one. I don't know.
the reason why
It's on his side.
he does not stand with a shit.
It just
You gotta use his tail
you got
to help him stand right. Or a stand.
because mine's
And then-
literally right there, and the sucker just if he ain't leaning back on that tail, man.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, he's good. I mean,
it
he's
looks
better.
fine.
I don't know.
The other problem is this
so
doesn't
good.
stay in. Like this actual thing will keep popping out every 5
Right,
seconds
right.
if you barely touch it. And then the ultimate
Looks
part,
awesome, though.
You can't actually put an arrow on here. You can put it on there like just to sit for like a second, and it's gonna fall.
And they're all separate little, arrows too.
Yeah, and they don't, but it doesn't actually stay in the actual gun. That's why he didn't make the list. I like it. It looks good, but nope. Sorry, Splinter.
He would be on the list if you were just going off of the box art, because the box art was sick.
It's nice.
Now, you're right on that. Now they get you on that box art on that particular figure. Yeah. But when you put him and Mikey together, ain't even comparison, bro.
With the 8-up lip,
buddy.
Detail is crazy.
I just feel like they did Leo dirty.
Oh yeah,
they
but
did.
The good thing about Leo, that his backpack opens up and I can put everything inside of it.
That is pretty sick.
I mean, that's a good.
And I had the original ones back in the day when I was like 8 or 9 years old. That had the shell that would open. You put all the little weapons in it too.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
My favorite one was the ones that opened up that could look like a real turtle or the actual real. You remember that one?
Right.
Oh, put the arms in and everything.
I had those in. We had to go to Harrods to get those suckers.
Dude, I had all them things, man.
Ooh. I remember them. All right. We're gonna keep on going. We got a good rhythm right now. So it's
Scooter on 7 or Scooter did it 7?
We on 6. Number 6 to the figure game.
All right, number 6. Speaking of Ninja Turtles, my number 6 is little baby Leo. This guy right here, soft goods bandanas, soft goods on the front.
The articulation is crazy on that thing.
Articulation's awesome. The only reason he ain't higher up though is he's like kind of tiny. This guy is, man. Yeah. Now there is an argument. There is an argument. Now, just so y'all, don't get me wrong. This thing is freaking insane. Like the paint, incredible. Sculpt, incredible. Articulate, like everything is amazing. But man, he's just hold
him next to a 112 action figure to give everybody.
Well, here's the NECA. Here's NECA's turtle right there.
Jesus.
Well, NECA's like daggone.
Well, that's big. Okay, let's hold him up to the G.I. Joe then.
There you go. There you go. See, now everybody understands.
So he's a 4-inch figure.
If he was,
he's about
if he was like right there, maybe. You know what I mean? But he's like way down here. Now there again, he made my list. He's awesome.
Yeah,
he is awesome.
Anyway. Who makes that turtle?
It's a third party. Here, let me grab the box right here.
Is it V Toys? No, not V Toys.
It is.
Is it Haya Toys?
No, actually, it's not. It's Fury Toys.
Oh, Fury Toys. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so here's my argument. If you
Samurai Animal.
But if you look at the comics and you look at them like the original OG comics, they're not that big. So that actually might scale
now
better.
Scooter, you're that's what I was about to say. The argument that a lot of people have is exactly what you're saying or about to say.
Right?
But somebody that has 90% of their collection is 1/12 scale, and that's supposed to be one. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just weird with everything else. I don't know. Mentally,
do they claim that as 1/12?
Well, here's the thing. Actually, they do. So it says 1/12 scale.
Well, that's a lie.
That's a lie. That's a 1/18 scale.
Right there. So, Scoot, I get you. Trust me. And I mean, I don't know. It's just weird in the whole collection when everything's.
But that's me larger. I guess that's me playing devil's advocate, just because of the sense of like I remember seeing like the original black and white comics and how gory they were, and like that.
Absolutely.
Because they're not supposed to be like super tall.
And I guess maybe that's because the only thing I've got in this whole room is vanished again.
Where'd he go?
Anyway, there you go. Well, he's awesome. He's awesome. So
Well, and that's what I was going to say is that's not supposed to scale with the 1/12 stuff. It's supposed to scale with itself, and then because it's no different than like this guy. This is the Legends. The Legends class, Megatron. This is not supposed to scale with your normal stuff. It's supposed to scale with Legends only. And George, why do you keep dropping?
I don't know. I think it's my Wi-Fi extender. I don't think it's reaching where I'm at in the house.
What do you want? Dial up? Is somebody trying to download?
We're going back in time. We're gonna get your phone now.
That's funny, Jeff. Well, either way, like I said, he's awesome. He made my list. He's amazing. I don't have no whatever. I mean, you know.
Number 7,
I-
right?
There
Six.
you go. 6. I'm sorry, number 6.
Six,
I think, yeah.
six.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Number 6.
That
There
just
you
brought
go.
back memories, though. We talking about George's potato phone back in the days of the syndicate when it first started. We were like, George, can you get on? Oh no, I can't get on today. We don't got no internet. The modem ain't here.
Remember, call me after 9 o'clock.
When everybody sleep,
Back-
you got to share Wi-Fi
Yeah.
around here.
So am I next?
You are next, 6.
All right, so I got another TFCon exclusive, and like I could partner this up with like 3 other figures. So this is working on completing my speaker set. So this is Maki Toys, and
Wow.
so this is Novator. So this guy, yeah, like I'm excited.
That's crazy.
I've liked the Maki Toy speaker sets. Like I feel like they look really nice. They're a little stylized, but they're still very, very G1 accurate. What I'm liking about the new versions that they've done is that they actually come with a flight stand. So you can actually have these guys on something. That's one thing they were always missing. But I got like their Ion Storm, Nova Storm. I've got their version of Acid Storm, which is their Acid Storm. And then there's one more. There's like a purple one. So I've got like 4 of them. The only one I'm missing was their crowdfunded one, the Sunstorm. I'm actually missing, or Solar Flares, what they call them. But like, I was excited to get my hands on this one. But I got all 3 of those because they were all TFCon exclusives. And then they were mass released.
Well, and the thing with that though is like that one you just got, that could be a good fit in for Sunstorm anyways. It looks, pretty close.
It's very close. It's a yellowish orange versus a bright yellow versus the other orange. And I don't know if they're gonna do the camo one or not.
Well, like the Solar Flare to me is more of a Rainmaker than that one. That one actually looks like Sunstorm.
Yeah. But yeah, I've got I've got like a bunch of the Seekers like right there, but I'm like, no, like the one that looks like the most different. I'm grabbing him. He's my choice. I got him this year. He was from, is that a TFCon Chicago or Toronto? He was one of the 2. I think it was Toronto.
And then TF Source decides to sell them all at a discount.
Shut up. I did pick up the other 2 of the Seekers that actually come with the stands for $80 each. So I was kind of glad I got those for cheap.
Man, don't y'all love them guys when you like, okay, figure comes out, you grab it, right? And then, 3 months later, people are like, hey, it's on clearance. Whoa. I've also had mine 3 months, so, I mean.
It is what it is, because you, like, that's the hardest part. And it's not just Transformers, that's anything. I mean, like, we saw, I can't remember. I'm going to butcher his name for whatever for G.I. Joe's, like barbecue or whatever. I don't know. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, he went for stupid money and then he got reissued and then he was worth nothing. One of the twins, whatever the twins or the brothers were, like, they went for like stupid money, and I found a couple of them, and then suddenly like they got reissued and
Jokers were stacked deep, boy.
Yep.
Yeah. It's just like one of those things where it's like, yeah, I mean, and TF Source was very clear to say this is one of like 300, 300. And yeah, Shozi got their hands on a very small amount, but then there's only like a very few that are left over right now. But when they're gone, like Acid Swarm back there did the same thing. He went on clearance. Now he's going for $250, $300 because he's totally sold out. They're not making it. Yeah. So it's just one of those things where like, yeah, he might go on sale now. And the same thing happens with all the Headmasters. Like they'll go on sale, Bounce Back, who I've got back there. He was $105. He's now $200. Contact Shot, another one. He's $300 right now. He was a $120 figure. So it's just it's how it gets played out, and that's why I'm like,
yeah. So or the flip side, you could not buy it and then never have it.
It's a gamble, man.
You can play that game too.
In Transformers, I'd say two of the biggest figures for that is Fans Toys Spotter and Fans Toys Lupus are the 2 that had stupid money. Like Spotter was going for 3 figures, making the reflector, was going for $600, and Lupus was getting up there too. Lupus started
400
for a figure that he really wasn't one of Fans Toys' best figures. He's probably one of Fans Toys' worst figures, and he was going for that type of money. And now he's going to get reissued. So I didn't jump in and get him in time because I think I came in towards when he came out first before Sovereign. Like Sovereign was my first figure, and I just didn't snap him up. But now that he's getting reissued, I don't have to worry about paying those crazy late taxes. But I mean,
right.
I'm not in this to be like, oh my god, I'm gonna get this and resell for $500. No, I'm getting this because
I ain't never been like that.
If something does show up to where like I like it for now and I don't mind parting with it later and it's worth a bit extra money, congratulations. That just gets to go fed back into my plastic crack addict debt collecting scheme versus yeah, you. I know. Yes, you.
Hey, Art. Yeah, and he's got a point. I mean, that's the thing is you can get it when it first comes out. You might get lucky if it goes on sale sometimes or gets reissued. But I mean, it's ultimately how bad do you really want it?
Yeah.
I've been learned that it don't matter.
You learn.
It's like
it definitely does not matter.
You can, you can get it if you can. If not, don't lose sleep over a toy. And that's the big thing.
A buddy of mine on Instagram, he was like, "Hey, I'm gonna do on his Instagram. He was like, "Hey, I'm gonna do this no fig January. Like he ain't gonna spend not a dime on figures, bro. Y'all, it will blow y'all's mind how many people like was coming against this man, like losing their marbles, dude. Dead serious. Oh,
that's his money.
Ain't no way I can do this. And he's like,
money.
What the?
That sounds foolish.
And he was just trying to encourage some folks, hey, you know what I'm saying? Hey, save a little something, buy something, or whatever, He didn't say you had to, like, you got to hold a gun to the man's head. They was for real on this man. Like, dude.
It was like a challenge, right?
Boy, yeah, it was a challenge, like, no, shave November, or whatever,
right,
no figs January. Like, dang, them boys were serious up in this mud.
That's crazy.
I can't do that. Well, all right.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Don't buy it then.
Well, don't do it.
All right, George, you're number 6.
Number 6 coming from NECA is Usagi Jimbo.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Usagi Jimbo. I was surprised at how many accessories this little rabbit
came with. And soft goods too.
Yeah, he came with a soft good robe. He came with a kanai. What else? Let's see here. I got him here. Extra head and a dinosaur, right?
Dino, yeah, little
Brontosaurus, and like two more sets of hands. So it was between him or Hudson, and he just edged out Hudson, the gargoyle. Hudson.
That's pretty impressive, man.
You really have to give NECA credit because they fought tooth and nail. I remember watching an interview with Pixel Dan.
Yeah.
And this was like 3 years ago. He's like, we are fighting to get Yojimbo. He's like, I don't care what anybody says. He may be one, because he knew people wanted him, but he's like, he knew how hard it was because they weren't technically licensed, Nickelodeon, whatever.
Yeah.
Like another offshoot of an offshoot. And it's like, he's like, I want that damn figure. We are going to make it. He's like, you could tell he had everything already set to do it. And I'm just glad he followed through.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
For sure. It's a great figure, man. And a lot of articulation for a guy his size, too.
Well, and if you remember a couple of years ago in the main line, turtle line, they had Usagi in their line. They had a couple of versions of him. But that was such a problem then too, is like he's not owned by Playmates. He's not owned by NECA. It's owned by the creator of him. And they had to go straight back to Sakai. And Sakai had to allow it to be used because it's a comic character. It's not a cartoon character either.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to see it. I mean, I saw it once on the peg and I left it. And I regret to this day.
Shoot.
You'll see it again.
Soon as I've seen it.
I mean, it'll come back. I'm not worried, but it's just like that's one of the ones I wish.
One thing that's good about NECA, they're good at reissuing stuff. Like I just got this. I just got this and seen him on the peg this year. Ed 209, and he came out 3 years ago.
Yeah,
NECA will always reissue some things that they put out.
He's coming. Hey, I already have him. I have him for. Yeah, Simmons got him. I already found him for him.
Yeah,
And as soon as he saw him on the peg.
Yeah.
Of course. That's how all that happened.
Literally, I saw it, and then I'm like, I already had it on my list of things for Scooter. I'm like, I'm not gonna buy it. I'll leave it. Scooter will find it in there. And the next day he found it.
Well, like, and literally, it was weird because I wasn't even in the right section for at Target. I walked past something and it looked awkward because it was like by those crazy dolls for girls that are like really big that women are fighting over.
Brad.
And next I took a picture and I was like, "What's this?" He goes, "Ed 209." He's like, "RoboCop." Yes, please. I was like, "Okay." Just like, wasn't even.
I mean, this thing is
huge,
crazy dope, man. Like, I mean, all types of like voice activated sounds in this thing.
$90. But like,
I think it was like 85 at mine. Yeah.
After tax, it's like $90. But I mean, like,
probably so.
Yep. Right now too, like, because every Target, before I moved, I'm not even near a Target right now anymore. But like the TMNT section, there are tons of Muckmans, Mutagen Mans, Metalheads, and then like the what is it, the Battletoads?
Yeah.
There stacks of them.
Or the frogs, right?
Yeah. So like Napoleon, whatever, they're just sitting there. So like they've reached, and then was it Rat King and Vermilion or whatever? Like it's sitting there. Not to mention too that was like the News 6-pack or News 6 one where they all look like rats and stuff. Like that's just sitting at Target. Like
I'm gonna get Rat King. Watch. I just don't want Vern, so I pass. But I'll get him if I see him again.
Yeah, but I mean, like it's one of those things where everybody just wants the 4 turtles. But I've seen, was it Baxter and Splinter? Yeah, Baxter and Splinter. I've seen that 2-pack plenty of times.
That's a hard one too.
Well, dude, it's sitting the Target. It's just sitting there. There's like 4 of them.
Right.
Why do you think I hunt for Simmons?
Yep. He's got the places. I'm going tomorrow. We'll see what I find tomorrow.
Hold on. What state are you in, Scooter?
Arizona.
Oh, it must be good hunting grounds in Arizona, man.
Hey, dude, there's the amount of retired people that are here. You mean Walgreens like that?
Oh, Tucson?
No, I'm in the valley.
Oh, okay.
I'm just south of Phoenix.
Okay.
Yeah. See, he lived in a good part. I lived in Tucson in the crap town.
Yeah.
We didn't have nothing there in Tucson. You don't go to, like, if you're in Tucson, you go to Phoenix. If you're in Phoenix, you go to Yuma or Mesa. Yeah. Nobody goes to Tucson.
You go there for golf.
Yeah. They have good golf, but nah. All right, my number 6. We got.
Is that Babs Bunny?
It is not. It is called Agent C.
She got her cheeks out. She got her bunny cheeks out.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I was waiting for some like Pepe Le Pew thing going on.
So this is from the good people.
Pepe be like,
I ain't never seen nothing like that.
So this is from my good friends, Ethereal Comics. So if you guys actually watch my live streams, I've had Ethereal on here a couple of times.
They got that freaky stuff, boy.
They got that freaky stuff. Boy.
Hey, if it floats your boat, let it go.
It's floating it.
So yes, I mean that is kind
tattoo
of
toy.
It's an animal. It's sort of like if you think.
What's up, Doc?
If you remember Cadillacs and Dinosaurs back then, kind of like it's an anamorphic universe is what it is.
It's morphic.
But literally, it's the same thing. Like you just have a human being and they're an animal, so it's like nothing changed. And it's funny.
So in that comic, everybody's animals in that comic.
Everybody's an animal. It's
so
an animal.
It's kind of like Zootopia.
Yeah, it's like literally there's no humans in there as far as this portion. Now they have another like piece. It's called the Listener, which is where the human sides are. So it's kind of like a multiverse within a multiverse, kind of thing. So you have them. You have some dinosaurs.
Throw Thor's comment up, Nate.
What Thor say?
The last one. Is that a carrot in your pocket?
I'm always happy to see you.
What?
This is a judgment-free zone.
Oh, I don't care. I don't care. So yeah, you got this one. You've got, and actually, the other title is even worse. Babes, Gore, and Dinosaurs is the title of the other one. And it's like, I mean, like I said, it's an anamorphic universe.
Yeah.
So you got to take your human head out of it, so to speak, and don't think of it as a human. Just think of this is how their world is. You know?
Yeah, like Zootopia. I love Zootopia.
Exactly like it.
You know, and to me,
That's a good movie.
So if you want to take
do
another level, hop on Netflix and watch Beastars.
I never heard of that. I'm gonna check it out.
It's an anime. It's not bad. I mean, but it's like what Simmons is describing. It's an anamorphic world, but this one, it's like the idea though is you've got your herbivores versus your carnivores, versus your vegetarians. So it's kind of like how they're living together.
Pecking order.
Yeah. Well, actually, Babes, Gore, and Dinosaurs has a similar idea. Is they have the different people that eat different things in different areas, but it's also the day-to-day life that we all go through. They go through, so it's the same thing. It's realistic, and that's kind of hard for people to wrap their heads around sometimes.
Yeah,
like it's like they're doing the same thing you do at home.
That's
so if you're doing something bad at home, why do you feel bad?
So if you like that, if you want to watch that like an anime style, then hop on Netflix. It's just Beastars. It's
Beastars, yeah.
Beastars. It's actually really good. I don't know if the second season is out yet, but yeah, it's not bad. And it's like what Simmons said. Like, they go through the same stuff that we go through.
I can dig it.
That's awesome.
And now my number 6 figure of the year from Sentinel.
Oh, okay. Gundam time.
It's not a Gundam.
It's not.
I'm gonna beat you, George.
What is that?
It's a Ronin warrior.
Oh man. I do need to be beat.
I'm gonna take your card from you. Yeah, so this is from Ronin Warriors / Samurai Troopers. This is the Inferno Armor one that just came out this last year. So I'm a huge fan of the series.
Wild looking.
And I love it because you know why? Like, this is a magnet.
Hey,
I like magnets. It makes things a lot easier.
Magnets are awesome.
Where'd you order that from?
I order all of mine overseas, straight from Japan. So that link I put.
Japan, then.
No, I sent it to you. It's the Hobby Search one. It's 1999.co.jp. So that's where I order mine, and I get mine in a week earlier than everybody else.
Because I was going to say, that was like an updated version of X-Men Silver Samurai, was what that looked like.
Negative.
I don't have the Marvel card. I'm sorry.
Well, that's okay. We're not going to hold you to that one. You're a bot guy. There's difference. But yeah, this is my number 6.
The Warrior was big back in the day, man.
It was.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
All right, number 5, do.
All right, number 5 action figure. Right here, boy. This thing right here. Good Lord, look at this thing.
What the hell is that?
This is from the movie. Right here.
That's a late
Avatar.
edition that he got too, but it did come
right
out
here, y'all. Woo.
2022.
It's a Banshee. Look at this big old thing right here.
Good God.
It's a Banshee from Avatar, Scooter.
Huge. Yeah. Fully articulated. Amazing neon paint. Sculpted detail. It's just an incredible centerpiece for any shelf, wherever you want to put it, man. This thing, nice little flight stand, nice and balanced. So no matter where you pose this beast, you can tilt him or whatever. He's tilting. He's actually on a rocker, like a ball rocker. So you can kind of tilt him or whatever.
Kind of like Ghost Rider or Cosmic Ghost Rider.
Yeah, exactly. But there's mine right there, man. I just thought that was just a unique bendy wire tail. Yep. All just everything's articulated in an amazing way. All the wings, you can flip them, pose them, all kind of good stuff. So there you go.
So for the Avatar fans who wanted an updated version of Fern Gully from when we were kids.
Yeah, there you go. It's Fern Gully's update.
Fern Gully, man.
Really cool little piece, Well,
it's pretty
large
piece. That's pretty sick.
But I tell you, the best part about that is the price point, because that's a McFarlane figure.
Oh, is it?
Right.
Yeah. McFarlane.
And the crazy thing, it's probably the smoothest McFarlane anything I've ever seen him make. Like, nothing's broken up, nothing's chopped. It's almost like a statue. Like, it's real smooth. but so much articulation at the same time.
So was that
Which,
special
you know-
order or was that in store?
Nah,
That's
man, I
the
walked in the Target. It was right there on the
It's
shelf.
on page, that
Sucker.
Target.
And a
Yeah.
box, bro. The box, like,
Why do you find all the big boxes? You found Metroplex and you find that. Jesus. Man.
yeah, down Metro.
Man, they have a
Good
whole
old Target.
Avatar section at Target like they do Jurassic Park.
Hey, I'll put it to you this way. If I see another one, I'm getting it. I mean, it is what it is. That's how awesome this thing is.
Well,
If
they
I
got
see
the
another
one
of
from the
these,
second movie, dude. They got the flying
this
one
one,
that goes underwater.
this one is the one. This is
That's
the second movie.
That's the
This
first
is the
one.
second movie.
Second movie.
Is it?
Yeah, that's the first one.
Okay, okay,
That's the first movie. They were riding that. That's when they
okay.
jumped
All right, all right.
But the one
Well,
from
there
the
you go.
second one is nice too.
Okay, if I find that second one, man,
Yeah,
I honestly have no interest in seeing that movie. Like, not to be rude, the plot to the first one was just
you didn't dig it,
garbage.
man. The
No,
audience
dude,
is split,
I'm
man. I really love that
Yeah.
first
Dude,
movie, man.
Like, to me, it wasn't. There was nothing original. Like, there's nothing
was-
original about that concept. It was a
So-
flat script with the best CG at that time. To wait this long for a second one to come out, I have absolutely no interest.
That's the
in-
only thing I don't
like
agree with.
15
Them
years.
waiting
That's
that long.
wow,
Yeah.
bro. That's
They
a long
waited
wait-
too long.
And he's sitting there being like, was it Fox? He forced them to sign like $1 billion contract to come out with like 5 movies, and you're waiting this long. And your excuse is you want to say like, oh, the CGI doesn't keep up, dude. The stuff that we've seen come out of Marvel crushes what our Avatar has done now. Like, I'm sorry, there's things that's happened in that are just mind blowing. You're telling me you couldn't have come out with something sooner?
Yeah, because
I hadn't seen that new one yet. but-
Avatar came out in what 2008, 2009.
9.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's been a long time. It's like when and honestly, it's like when
13 years, something like that. Crazy.
Remember when Final Fantasy came out, the movie? Like, that CGI was ahead of time, but the plot was crap. It just was. And it wasn't like anything like the video games that we wanted. You know, but like
Scooter Carr gonna get the Avatar and the doggone detox
And the
people
detox.
out here and the
Yeah.
pop people, man. He gonna- He locked it
I
up.
don't care.
But it just wasn't. Like I said, I'm impressed by the CGI, but I'm not impressed by the script. It just, to me, if it doesn't mesh, then the movie's kind of boring. Like, I would rather have a better script that kind of gets me in and invested in characters. I just didn't.
I will say, if something's gonna be 3 freaking hours, boy, it better be. I mean, good
Better be
Lord,
damn good.
3 hours.
I would have preferred Pacific Rim to have been 5 hours long.
Oh yeah, Gypsy Avenger.
I will die on that hill. Pacific Rim could have been 5 hours long, and I would have been over the moon.
I bought that.
Yeah, I bought both. I was like, that was one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's big
The first
robots.
All right, we're on what, number 6? Who's next?
All right, number 6. That is George.
Number 6 from Felix Toys is Ink Blot, better known as Rorschach. We was talking about him earlier.
Oh, yeah, we're talking about him
Yeah.
earlier.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Actually, time out. This is number 5. Sorry.
Oh,
But,
I'm
this
sorry.
is-
Carl can't count. Sorry, people.
They had to name him Ink Blot, right? So he
Third
comes
party,
with-
yeah.
He comes with 2 different. He comes with a whole lot of accessories, man. Like almost too much. Kind of like a Mezco situation. You know, you got the second tray here, and it comes with different hands and a lighter that has a flame, like coming out. And then he has
that's slick.
he has the aerosol can and then his book with his names that he got to get to,
right? Yeah.
and then three different faces. Where are we at here? 3 different ink block faces. Yeah, and then he comes with his
Yeah, that's
fedora.
awesome.
This
Nice.
fedora that comes on the you can only fit his fedora on one of his ink blot faces here. I'll switch out a face real quick.
That's a bummer.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of a bummer too, but that's the way it goes, I guess. When you're dealing with a what do you call it, third party company?
Mhm.
But
Yeah, but
he looks good. He looks good both ways. Whether it be let's see, whether it be with his face or his mask, his ink blotted mask. So it's pretty good.
In the Watchmen movie, he was my favorite character. I really liked
Oh,
him.
by far.
Yeah.
To me, he made the movie to me.
He said, "You locked up in here with me."
Yep.
But that was,
Jackie Earl.
but we get that issue in even in Transformers. So when we get like a ton of different face plates, like we get some figures that have light up eyes, but then you do that face and then it just doesn't work. Like you can't use it again. So like yeah, that happens to us as well.
Right.
It's a bit of a bummer. I think that happened with like the Ultra Magnus that just came out with X Transbots. I think with some of the faces don't work with the light up features.
That sucks. But that's
What's
number
even
5. Middle of the road, baby. Middle of the road.
Yeah. All right, Scooter.
All right, so we spoke of Blaster earlier. This is MMC's Tempo. This is Autobot Steeljaw. And so this, which is really cool, TFCon exclusive, actually, where it's like...
That's cool. Like
and so TFCon,
Yeah.
I didn't even know these were numbered, and I got number 29.
Hey,
That's a low number.
Yeah, I didn't even know. So my buddy Junior Ochoa,
Yeah.
buddy, he picked this up for me. So Junior, I want to say thank you very much for picking this up for me. I'm excited because we've been waiting so long for the Autobot tapes because MMC's Decepticon tapes are epic. They are absolutely epic. And what's great is this actually is the same size as the cassette tapes we used when we were kids.
Isn't it cool to get little cool surprises like that? Didn't even know it was numbered. Boom.
You got to see right there. Like, look at that, man.
Look like somebody crammed Pikachu in the box. I don't know.
I
what
know,
that's
right?
Dope, man.
Punch you in the face. For
That looks
Pikachu.
like it's bigger than the actual size of a cassette tape for sure.
No, it's no,
Not
seriously.
the same size. Like
It's
literally.
the same size.
Dude, yeah,
you-
it's like
Oh, that's nice.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
So I mean, it even gives us like that terrible tragedy when like the reel came out. We got to even use the pencil.
Yeah.
Be like,
Yeah.
Put your
Oh,
pencil
yeah.
and pen in there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
the boxing. So like this is the TFCon exclusive. So this guy actually comes with like gold wings, and there's a regular release. But like, and this is one thing that MMC, like to me, the cream of the crop for MMC was doing these masterpiece scale. I mean, obviously like they're mini like microbot style, but like they just look so good when they're next to like an MP Soundwave. The fact that we've got a Deformation Space Blaster, Fans Toys is doing theirs, which will be coming out probably like by the end of this year, I think. But like this got a lot of people excited because they're gonna have was it Rewind and
the rhinoceros one.
yeah, Ramhorn. So like they're all gonna be like this year. We're probably gonna get that entire lineup. I think the only tape we would really be missing would be Ratbat. I think is the only one that we'd be missing.
Eject too.
Oh yeah, no. So Rewind and Eject are the two Autobots we'll get probably in a 2-pack, kind of like Rumble and Frenzy.
Ah.
So yeah,
But the question is what color is Frenzy? Which color is Rumble?
Frenzy. Well, to me, is Rumble was purple. Frenzy was black and red. But that was also down to artist error multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
I think at one point Hound even had Starscream's voice at one point.
He did.
Right? I thought so.
Yeah.
So that's my number 5.
Nice.
All right. Dog, number 5.
Now, wait, we on number 4, right?
5.
We just did number 5.
We went backwards. We're doing number 5.
So this is
backwards.
wait. Okay, I thought okay, all right. That's cool. We got you. Look at that. Speaking of third party,
Yay!
nice.
Third
This guy
party
right
time,
here, man.
baby.
Man, that
I
looks
mean-
like Jim Carrey just jumped out the movie.
I mean, this
Smoking.
thing, bro, this thing sick. I ain't even gonna lie. And it's even got the morphin dog face. It's got the
Yeah, that's the face I like too, man. And it comes with his own
Man.
hat, right? For that face.
Oh yeah, got all that stuff, man. Got all kind of fun stuff. Anyway, but yeah, here's mine right there, man. I just thought that was a really cool. The only thing that I would love to add that was super realistic like this would be Michael Keaton's Beetlejuice, man. I don't know why the heck, but man, bring me Beetlejuice. I don't know. I'm not gonna say I'd be done, but that'd be the creme de la creme, bro. Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Anyway, but there you go. There's the mask.
One more time. You want to say it
I'm
twice?
just kidding.
Smoking.
No,
Hey,
you only said it twice.
don't say it
me?
again. Don't say it again.
He
We know the rules. We
dare
know
you
the
say it
rules.
again.
I
Say
in
it
the back
again.
The rules.
Two.
One more time.
One more.
Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice.
Here comes the turn.
All right, my number 5. So my good friend Niai Rufino,
Ooh.
she does this series. It's called Drawn Onward, and also she does another one. It's called The Secret Life of Crows. She does all the writing,
Cats was
the
already taken.
artist, the penciling, the inking, the coloring. She does everything,
Man,
all in one book for a lot of these.
that's talent.
So what she did on this one is she took 3 good buddies of hers to help write the stories, and she actually did the drawing and the coloring on it. It's all done by her. It's definitely out there. I'm gonna say it's like a fantasy story. If you like Avatar, as funny as it is, we were talking about it, like this fantasy type stories.
Those colors are definitely popping like that.
Yeah, and that's why I bring it up. It's kind of in that vein of like that, like fairies, fantasy, those kind of stuff. That's what she does, and so I had to pick this as my number 5 comic for the year.
Nice one, man.
But my number 5 figure, and I hope Art G's still here because I know he got this one too.
Woo!
It's going to be Hell Witch from Coffin Comics. You know,
Remember when you got that?
Yeah.
So this is one of my favorite. I like these so much. I got 2 of them. One's actually in a box.
Yeah, ready to ship to me.
Heck no.
You
No, but
I think it was the quickest denial you've ever got.
and
That's
so
hilarious.
the funny part is you can actually take this part off, and she has an alternate air thing that you can put on there, and you can just get an idea what the alternate piece probably would be.
Meh.
There's a see everything version.
Mhm.
PG-13 versus.
MA, but yeah, this is one of my favorites of the year. I had to wait almost a year to get it, because if you guys know, Loose Collector, Executive Replicas, they take a long time to get their stuff in.
Doggone right.
So I got this one, Lady Death, and then I've ordered Vampirella. I got the She. I got the Red Sonja. I've already got pretty much anything they've done. I've ordered because I love how they do it. And the articulation is getting better, but it's still got a little bit to go. It's going to take some time. But they're a new company, so I'm going to give them a little bit of a pass from now. But the design is right on point, though. It looks just like it came out of the comic.
All right. I think I've got my final 4.
And that's my number 5.
Nice.
There you go.
So George, number 4.
Coming back to number 4. All right, so number 4, I think we're going to go to Marvel Legends. And my number 4 is Iron Spidey.
Ooh.
A nice one.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's a nice
Really
one.
love this Iron Spidey. I love the high gloss finish on him. How they really did that one. Only thing is, like his chest is a little bit different color than his arms, his head, and his legs.
Right.
Aside from that, and a couple of these Waldos, I forget which one. I think it's the middle Waldo doesn't bend right here at the digit or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But other than that, this is definitely a great fig and one of my favorite figs of 2022. Iron Spidey.
Coming from somebody who doesn't collect Marvel, that looks like it's got presence. That's something to me that's
right, exactly.
It's like you put that on a shelf. I said when you walk past it, you look at it and you're just like, damn.
Yeah.
Like
exactly.
That looks nice.
It's not your average run-of-the-mill Marvel Legends Spider-Man, I mean, I have nothing against Spider-Man. Spider-Man is one of my favorite characters, but we've gotten tons of red and blue suits last year. It's just like toe articulation. Okay, that's great. The different type of articulation you put in it, but this one right here really stood out to me personally.
Well, it's funny you talk about Spider-Man, and you brought up a good point. Like we had the Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man, the black and red. We had the 2-pack that came out with Spinner, and then we got the cell shaded one that came out from Walmart. And the funny part is none of them are 100% right. You know, because,
exactly.
because
The
like,
eyes, yeah.
if you piece part some of them together, you might get a full Spider-Man. Like, now,
Right.
I will say, they all had the same hands, so at least you got the same hands.
Right.
But,
Exactly.
But like with the cell shaded one, we actually got really good webs out of it. And then we got a good head sculpt for Peter Parker out of the 2-pack. But there's just so many of them, and none of them got it 100% right. Like, you know, even T-Man, he got the one that was all jacked up in the shoulder.
I know exactly. The paint was messed up.
Yeah, and it's just funny how that works, you know. But I will tell you the other one that was almost made my list was the Venom that came out with Null.
Oh, yeah.
That's a nice one.
That Venom is so good, but I mean, there are some limitations. You know, it's like the wings are too heavy for Venom. You know, it weighs him way down. So I don't even use the wings with Venom.
My favorite Venom this year is the one that came in the Amazon box.
Mm.
Man, that thing's sick, dude.
Oh, on the movie Buck? Or are you talking about the lethal protection?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Eddie Brock mix, the symbiote coming off the face and all that.
Yeah, buddy.
But that mold's been used so many times. That's kind of
this one here. Yeah. He's on a Mega Red
Buck. No, Nate, it ain't been used that many times, bro. It's only a Mega Red and that. It's
just okay. I thought it was the same. I thought it was the same Buck as the one from the movie.
Oh, you're talking about the movie one. Yeah, the movie one,
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. This came in a box set with like a bunch of other symbiotes.
Oh, the Future Foundation ones.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
I remember I found you like a bunch of that. There was a symbiote wave. Mm-hmm. I remember I found like
a couple years ago.
Yeah.
I think it was like just before COVID hit, and like one of them, I think Carnage felt like crap, dude. That thing felt like paper when I picked up the box.
It was that wave that Scream came in, right?
Scream in,
That's exactly right.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. I think I almost found the whole set in one go. Like I remember I sent Simmons, I think was working. I sent like a bunch of pictures, and so then I was just like moseying around Walmart, and I was literally in line getting ready to leave. And he's like, "I need you to grab me this, 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 and this." I just turned around and walked back. And there've been a few times he's like, "That wave's not supposed to be out yet." I'm just like running to the back, being like,
"Let me have
it." That's not supposed to. No, it was the what did I find you that literally, and it was priced wrong as well. It was McFarlane that came. It was all the different multiverse stuff with the Batman Who Laughs and whatever.
Oh yeah, the medals.
Oh my god,
I found
metal. Yeah. They were supposed to be like 24 something, and I was getting them for like $13 a piece.
Oh,
wow. Yeah.
I was like, I didn't know that was the price because I was like, oh, how much are these? He's like, oh, they're like $19.99, whatever. Go to the checkout and I scan it and I send a picture to him. I was like, he's like, now keep swiping. Okay. Like I got him that big one that was like a God, who's he? It was mixed with not Darkseid. Who's the one who the one that killed Superman?
Doomsday.
Doomsday. And so it was a Batman Doomsday mix, and that thing weighed a ton. That thing was heavy.
Yeah.
Pretty badass looking. Like I give him skull because it was the Batman mix with Green Lantern.
Yeah, that was the Dark Metals. Dark Metal.
I think it was when that line first came out. I remember just walking into a crazy Walmart, and it was in the girls' toy section on an end side, not an end cap, but like on the side.
Somebody didn't know what the freak
everything. It was like give me everything that's in there. It was like figures, and I was
the whole wave
out.
Dad probably lost that battle and had to put his down and get her.
Probably so.
So rule number 1: don't take your kids with you to Walmart.
Yeah.
I don't know very long.
Right.
My turn.
Your turn.
All right. So this
number 4.
So this is like for me, like I had the toy as a kid, but like this is to me probably one of the best sculpted figures by Fans Toys.
Oh man, that's crazy.
This is the toy version of I'm not that kind of fan. So what's interesting about this is that so the movie didn't tell the toy company that they were going to change up the color scheme. Like I kind of like the movie more than the toy, but I think they were basing it off of the British Marvel series for Transformers, which is what the toy was based off of for color schemes. And so people were really thrown off when he came out and didn't match the movie toy. And so when Fans Toys came out, they had an animated version, which was like a lighter blue. Then there was the movie version, which is like a more glossy purple. And then they've got this one that comes out. But to me, sculpt-wise, for bot mode, this guy takes the cake. And I love, this is like I have all three versions. I love this mold. And I can't wait. So Simmons is me getting the toy version, the US toy version of Thomas, their Astro Train, because he had a US color, which was like a purple and white.
Yeah.
And then there's the Toon version, which was like a brownish. There you go. So
Nice.
But this mold is just it's so crisp, and it's like it's got that presence. The only thing that they did poorly is that his blast effect is so heavy and just clumsy that it just pulls the arm down. It was like overzealous, but he's such a good figure. Comes with a metal matrix. It just it's so nice. Like, look at that. It's such a crisp figure.
That's
nice,
like,
look at the shoes. Look at his feet. They look like fancy shoes. And it's die cast everywhere.
Everything. The whole damn thing is it's heavy.
Yeah, it's such a good figure. Like, I don't like X Transbots has their version called Armageddon that's supposed to be coming out this year. He'll be a better cannon, but I don't know if he can really beat that bot mode.
Oh,
that's dope.
Such a good figure though. So for the people who are like, so that's the nice thing about us. We have Toon and toy collectors. This one scratches the toy, but at the same time too, he could work as a shattered glass. It's like an alternate universe style.
Mm-hmm.
A really, really good figure. But like Fans Toys, they're too cheap, and they probably have like a whole crate full of blast effects. It comes with the same crappy blast effect.
But I want one like this.
That'd be nice too.
I want a Fans Toys version of this one.
Oh God, I asked for a custom on how much it would cost to do that, and what I was quoted made me cry.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I told Simmons what I wanted to do. I wanted to get like an infinite transformation, so like a KO Party Megatron, and I wanted to have him painted as if he was transitioning in the 86 movie. So I could have the beat up version of the MP36, him in the background.
Like that.
Yep. And then, so that's the red series. And then you would get Galvatron in the same purple, like, because they released him as a legacy. No, Hasbro released a version of him to go with Unicron in that paint scheme, but that's chug scale.
Yeah.
I want that in MP scale. And then you would have him next to actual like Sovereign. And it would just be like a really good transition. Yeah. And it looks, that paint job from a Hasbro perspective, that is absolutely epic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So so they have a red version, a red series version of that, and then that's the exclusive, which you can't get anymore. That was like $50-something.
$58, and
it was charge $100 for that.
And so what happened was with this Unicron package, you got this one, and you got the extra ships and the extra mini little bots to go with Unicron.
Being like a centimeter.
Yeah, like very tiny, like easily lost.
Yes.
But yeah, that
Generation Select. That was the line that he fell under with the Generation Selects. But yes.
Yep. That's what this one is.
Gorgeous.
Dope.
Gorgeous. So that's my number 4 figure that I'm excited to put on my Maju case, which shows up hopefully in April.
I can't wait to see your collection when it's all set up, Scooter.
And what I've done,
yours too, George.
So
yeah, me too.
So I want to give a shout out to my buddy. He's part of the realm of collectors, Derek Bigsby. He actually showed me his Maju case and gave me a couple of pointers. So I can't wait. I can't thank him enough for helping me do this, because like the setup that I got is gonna really pop when it comes to light. I just gotta make sure, like, you know, I get these things on different risers and taking, like we talked about earlier. I want to make sure these guys have presence. I'm not an A stance. Take him out of the box and sorry, I'm gonna move him around. I'm gonna create some scenes. I'm not as good as Bobby, who's made these crazy dioramas. But
woo, them things are crazy.
I want to make sure that like these guys and gals, kind of have
posed up, man.
Bobby's collection is like he took a lot of time with that. For
Yeah.
sure. He got dioramas for every transformer he has, basically.
And they work. Like my favorite one for him is his Stunnicon shelf.
His Stunnicon shelf was crazy.
So, oh my! And he's just like, "Oh, anybody can do it." It's like, no, dude,
no, you cannot.
Art class, I passed with a C, man. I was like, I used to struggle. Do you struggle coloring between the lines? Yeah. I cannot do that. But it's great because he does instructional videos. I mean, if you get the time for Pinkerton and the Crashbox Customs, I mean, like, yeah, man.
Pretty nice. We at top 3 now, right?
No, it's freaking it's Doodog's number 4.
Doodog's number 4.
Number 4 is, man, look at that. Father Christmas.
Father Christmas. I'm glad you brought Father Christmas in.
We wasn't going to get off his live stream without bringing up Father Christmas.
He's so amazing.
I had to pull a Nate countdown. It's not even funny.
I had to do what a Nate Simmons did, man, and get that mug sealed, baby.
Oh yeah.
That's how good this one is. There you go.
Matter
of fact, when they 4 Horsemen Studio, when they emailed me and was like, "Hey, limited stock, it's over. That's it. You ain't like you talking about that limited number stuff.
Yeah,
it's over." And I was like, "Man, let me just grab one more." Sealed in the plastic. There you go.
I don't remember there being that type of alternate for Gandalf. I was like, what the hell?
But, yeah, right? Well, if you don't know, hey, I mean, laughing, which is funny, but the funniest part is the whole purpose of 4 Horsemen Studio. Now, this is me virgin, 4 Horsemen's virgin. I don't know nothing about it, so I ain't going to pretend like I do. But what I do know is that's their whole purpose of when they make their figures. It's fully customizable and swappable.
Nice.
So you talking about being a wizard or what have you. That's literally these guys that have been collecting. I don't collect them, but the guys that have, they've been waiting on forever for a wizard. You know what I mean? And when you take his stuff off, he's body armored. So he's like medieval freaking Father Claus ready to, bring out the naughty and nice list. So under all of this soft goods, bendy wire stuff is straight up full armor Santa Claus. So technically, if you wanted to open both, you'd have 2 completely different figures that don't look nothing the same besides the head sculpt. And this is a little bag of
fun fact about 4 Horsemen. They sculpted DCUC too. They sculpted some of their figures.
Damn.
Cool.
4 Horsemen's been in the game for a long time.
Now the accessories, every little pouch, it comes with like a little nutcracker toy, a little teddy bear, little cool little stuff that goes in his pouches and stuff.
I want to see that whatever that Christmas movie was about like Santa Claus that fights back. I want to see that.
Bro, I saw that the other night. It was pretty
4 Horsemen
hardcore.
4 Horsemen.
Dang.
4 Horsemen been in the game for a long time, man.
Dude.
So they just started doing their own thing, huh?
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Once they started doing Mythic Legions, I mean, it was on like Donkey Kong.
Yeah, it's on like Donkey Kong then, boy.
Well, let me just show y'all real quick. Those of y'all that don't have a clue, when you pull his underwears up and his skirt, you see the body armor, like the medieval.
Oh, we getting personal now, huh?
Yeah.
Where did he get that?
A little candy cane, but anyway, but you see what I'm talking about? It's all armored up, all bendy wire cloaks.
I never knew.
And it's soft goods, so it makes it even easier to take on.
All soft goods, so it don't lose no posability because you can, whatever. But there you go, interchangeable heads, all that mess.
Nice.
He's got one with a short beard, so if you don't want the Gandalf-looking beard, he's got one that's like a little short beard. So
like yours.
There you go.
It's a summer beard.
His summer beard. Vacation beard.
I'm pretty close. I got enough white.
So there's my number 4. Yeah, you close.
Oh yeah. Trust me.
There's my number 4 right there. Father Claus, ladies and gentlemen.
Right.
Boom.
All right, my number 4 for comics is this one. It's a Lady Death, and it is done by my good friend Eric Pasulda.
And graded.
Nice.
And
graded.
Oh yeah, you see that one? 9.8.
9.8.
9.8 signed.
I think I've only got one 9.8.
And this one is number 38 out of 99.
Venom number 1's 9.8.
So I actually
Nice.
found this on eBay for $100.
Wow.
And I was like, and I sent my offer in of $62, and I got it for a nice $65 shift.
Hey.
So
Sometimes it pays off to throw in that bid, man.
Oh, dude, I do it.
Yeah.
You never know, man.
Some people just want to get
Surprise
rid
you.
of stuff. And
Exactly.
And one of the other reasons why I wanted this too is my other good friend Nei is the actual inker for this and the colorist.
Oh, that's nice.
She does inking and coloring, and Eric did all the actual preliminary drawing. So definitely wanted to get this one. And then
Beth has been around for a long time. I remember her years ago.
Oh, yeah. She's been
Lady
around for
Death?
decades.
she has since '94.
Yeah, I was say because like she was big in England, in the UK. Like it was always a talk with her and Dredd being in England. Like those
Judge Dredd. Yep.
huge comics for the UK, huge.
Dang, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've got the original poster from '94.
Now you know it. No one's half the battle.
Yeah,
G.I. Joe.
Ba, 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 ba.
Woo.
Ba, ba, ba.
I found my Spotty figure. This is my favorite one.
Mayfex.
This is the new Mayfex. There is no Spotty figure that compares to this one.
Yeah, these two. Yeah, it was one day I was on a live stream and these two were going like cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs on this guy.
Yeah, I love this figure, and like I use the magnets, the magnet feet in the hand.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's why he's on that pose like that with his arm back there.
Yep, because I had him.
Okay.
Studying physical therapy, I see his arm ain't supposed to be bending like that, but it's
It's Spider-Man. He do whatever a spider can. But yeah, this is my number 4. I love this figure. Now the only thing I wish it did have was a head sculpt. You know, that would have made it even better if he had like Peter Parker.
Peter Parker's face sculpt.
Yeah.
But what
I've been having so much fun with it, though, man. I mean, it's all right. It's all right.
Well, I think technically it should. Any Spider-Man should come with 3 faces, fully masked, the mask just over the nose.
Yeah.
It was like that part where he might do something, and then like to me that they should always come with at least 3 faces.
Yeah.
They don't.
One of those faces should be where it's like ripped off, like him having a big battle.
Yeah. And like what I love about this one though is like, I mean, he comes with an alternate head sculpt. It's a classic head sculpt, a classic cowl. So you get both versions because this is really the McFarlane. This is McFarlane Spider-Man. You know, if you look at the eyes, you know, so you can tell it. So now all we need now is a reissue on Venom and Carnage. Nate would be happy.
Now, thankfully, they tightened all the joints on this one too. I've owned all of them. All the Spiders.
The first one was a little bit loose. I got the first one.
Right. I mean, look at this. This guy's holding all that pose right here without even bending nothing.
That's all. I love this figure. Number 4.
Anyway,
I dig it.
Woo! All right, George. Number 3.
Number 3 is tough because it's a toss-up. First Form Cell.
I
really liked, right? And then they came out with Super Vegeta
GT,
and he's really nice because we got the Goku last year.
Yeah,
so
but that's GT.
That's pretty nice.
Hey, don't be giving GT a hard time. I like GT.
GT's pretty cool, man. I mean, I got the figures.
Well,
as far as for number 3, I had to go with this big boy right here.
Oh man,
this is
okay. Way to knock us all off. Like he really threw me off. I'm sitting there being like, he just pulled out Cell. Like that's cool. For a second, I thought he Yamcha, and I was really about to be like, "What are you doing, bro?" And then,
but this thing is pretty nice, man. I mean, it opens up. You can fit the Mark 42 inside the half of it. Let me see. I think I have the Mark 42 to show you which one I'm talking about.
And which version is that? Is that the Mayfex or the SH?
This is the DXL from 3-0. This is 3-0. So this is also the Mark 42 from 3-0. So what you do, you take this portion of them, you detach it, and you can put it inside of inside the Hulkbuster, and it has light up features where you see I don't have the correct hands on it, but where his pulse
Pulsating hands,
yeah, and that lights up, and right here lights up, and then behind here as well lights up, and then his arc reactor lights up. You put the batteries in there. So I really wanted to pick one of these, SHF guys, but this guy was just too massive and just so much articulation in a big, massive figure. Like this guy right here is 112 size, right? Mm-hmm. So this thing is pretty massive, man.
I see the Hulkbuster and I just think back to the movie. Go to sleep. Go to sleep.
Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Yeah, man.
Dude, that is sick. That has some color. Wow.
Yeah. It's hefty too. It has a lot of weight, a lot of die cast.
Well, even so, 3-0 makes Transformer stuff too, and no joke, man. Those things.
So you know good and well how it feels.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Only thing 3-0 needs to do better is their flight stands are still garbage.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, Scooter.
All right, I'm not taking this one out because he's also taped. I have two of these because Simmons knows how sick and morbid I am. So this is Hannibal by Fans Toys. So this is their head to Metroplex. Before anybody's like, "Are you doing the body?" The answer is no. I am not.
Yeah,
I'm not. Monstrosity. It's gonna be 4 foot tall. My sick and twisted thing is that I have Generation Select Black Zarek. And I'm going to have him holding him in head mode. So Black Zarek will be basically holding Cerebro's head, like Fort Max's head, like in defeat. So I'm going to be doing
the thing
that.
in your box right there is what Nathan was just holding.
Yeah.
Yes. So I have two of these. I got two of these because I want
sucker.
I seen T review that thing. That thing is super nice, man.
Yeah.
So they're gonna make a whole robot that goes with that head.
Yeah, the body.
So Fan Toys, it's gonna be just.
It's gonna be sick.
It's gonna be It's around 4 foot tall. I would rather keep my wife, so I am not getting it. I just wanted the head.
Right.
It's gonna give Galactus a run for his money.
Oh yeah, head automatically bigger than Galactus. I can tell that, right?
Here's the big thing, though. Rumor has it that oh my god, I already forgot who the company was. Is coming out with a Metroplex at 120 centimeters tall. Who did that? Lewin Prime. So they're gonna be doing like a crazy.
Yeah, they did that Prime.
Yeah, and the one that was done like Captain America. So yeah, I like this because, like I said before, Headmasters was one of my favorites when it came to like the cartoons. I thought the Headmasters and Target Masters was really, really cool. So I was very impressed with this. And somebody has done like an aftermarket upgrade kit to kind of make his back a bit better for like transformations. The light, because this is the issue with him. You change one of the face plates, and then the light up features don't work anymore. And so this guy figured out a way to fix that. And so I think he's got stuff on eBay. But yes, that so it's Hannibal, which is the Autobot Cerebros, which is the head of Metroplex, whose headmaster
Fort Max, not Metroplex.
I'm sorry, Fort Max. My bad. It's Daniel or Spike. Spike's the
Spike.
So it's a very, very cool figure. He's got an awesome sword. That's my number 3.
All right, dude.
Nate already got him in head mode.
So my number 3, man, gonna blow everybody that y'all seen already out the water. Even everything Scooter's shown. But my number 3 is just 2 points of articulation, man. Like, man, this thing right here, man. Oh, my bad. My bad.
You
got your kids $2.
Known him too long, bro.
Nah, we got the 3-0 Hulkbuster right here that Mr. Classic Addict had just shown off. And I mean, look, this thing's so incredible. Ain't no way it wasn't going on my top 5 straight up.
No way.
Not just top 10, but way up. But there you go, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, yeah. We got a match, ladies and gentlemen. We got our first match.
There you go.
Our first match.
Absolutely incredible.
Mirror match.
Yes, sir. It happens every now and then.
It does. Well, it happened a whole lot during our other guys' day.
Oh, yeah,
you're right. Right.
You know,
when we did the top 5,
we didn't have as many options back then.
You're right.
All right. So
Man.
Well, you got to remember back then we was all collecting a lot of the same exact things too.
Oh,
so
for
that was
sure.
a lot.
Yeah.
We all done.
Yeah,
We don't
done branched
revamped.
out.
And like,
Yeah.
But
yeah.
here's what's helpful. At least when I pull something and it's in the box, Simmons can turn around and grab the figure. So-
Very true.
Yeah.
I noticed that all night. I was like, okay, all right.
I've been liking that. I've been liking that deal too.
Doing
I
that's
was
a
like, this is cool.
I will say.
I'm like, oh, he got a box. And then Nate's like, oh, this is the actual thing. Oh, okay.
In my head, I'm
Oh,
like,
okay.
man, I wonder how it looks
Man,
out the
that
box.
box
Oh,
look
here
good.
we go.
massive glare that nobody can see, and then you got Simmons
Yeah.
being like,
Back.
Oh, he got saran wrap around the box. Yay.
Yeah, he's doing the mint on card thing.
Figures, I'll have you know.
I like it.
All right. My
Number three comic.
for comic is actually a twofer. And the reason why is that it's two
They
comics.
go
that
together.
They connect
Put
together.
together, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is Artist Elite. It is a new comic actually
That's
made
nice.
by artists and writers. So they own the company. They do everything themselves. Sort of like how Image did it, years and years ago.
Right.
But what they did is they got smarter than Image did. They actually have a publishing company that sells all their books for them. So all they have to do is write and draw. They get to do what they want to do. So it's like I said, it's called Artist Elite. There's different people, like for example, Freddie Williams III. He had done a lot of comics, if you might remember, George.
Yeah.
Freddie Williams did TMNT. He
Yeah.
also did part of Batman. He did that whole run over.
That's why the art looks so good, so vibrant, so
Yeah.
much detail.
Haley Garza, Tyler Kirkham. You know who Tyler Kirkham is. And then you've got, let me see here. Who else we got? Oh, Ben Templesmith. So if you've ever read Spawn, some of the drawings that Ben Templesmith done was in Spawn. You got, let's see, that's Tyler. And then you've got, let's see, on this side, Sora Sung, who she does a lot of those. More Tyler.
So these are characters of their own selves.
These are their own characters, their own homemade characters. And they finally got to do their own book together.
That's
Yeah.
dope, man.
So what they did is this is called Artist Elite Primer Blue and Primer Red. It's three to 4 pages from each character in each book.
Nice.
And then it's kind of like the preliminary books to sell for the new ones that actually come out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is my comics. And what I did is during Fan Expo, I had them sign all of those books together. So every book is signed by everybody.
So you
nice.
you stood in line
I stood in a long line. That's
long
funny.
time.
So when Craig and Rube were there, literally
You
I
were
saw
small.
Craig once, but I was in the actual artist alley all day. I didn't actually buy any toys at all. It was just sit in the line and get that. All right, so my number 3. Now we get into the big boys.
Uh-oh.
What are you pulling out now?
Bring it out.
Metroplex.
Is
No.
Break it out.
So it was a tie. It was a tie. So
Oh, okay.
this is
Alien. Ava.
Eva 01. This is the 1/6 version of him.
Let's see, that's a beast.
This is the Bandai Dyna Action version.
Yeah, these are the good ones. This is the one you want.
So this was the tie for number 3. It didn't win number 3.
Oh, what? It's rude.
It's tough, ain't it? It's tough.
It is. And
It's hard out here for a bot.
it
That's
is.
why T-Man ain't in here, man. He just can't dream.
Such a good anime.
That's why.
Wee.
HasLab Victory Saber.
Jeez, man.
This-
Yeah, that's
The reason
big,
why
man.
this is one of the funnest figures I've played with. I've put this thing back and forth in all the modes and
Triple?
thoroughly enjoyed it. So
It's a
that's the
triple,
thing.
right?
So I
Technically,
mean,
yeah. Two bots that formed. What's that line from Deadpool? It's like 5 mini bots that form one big bot.
but this one's done right. That's the thing.
Well, he's got one that doesn't have issues that a lot of other people have had. So
Yeah.
he actually gets to enjoy his to the fully extent, and that is
Exactly.
Yeah. Did you get it, Scooter?
hell no.
Scooter don't do Legacy. He doesn't do Generation. He only does MP.
Okay.
I have, so not to somebody else who's going to call me for flexing, I have the Flame Toys Dark Leo version of him.
Yeah.
Man.
Okay.
So, but like, yeah, that's from like, it's tough on that one. And it's like, I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this one. Like, I think the price point was definitely good at $180.
Oh, it was fair.
Yeah.
All the stuff that you got. But like, the hurried rush that I felt like I saw when like Sony from TM Reviews, he had 2 right panels on his inside thigh, so he couldn't go through the full transformation. One of his buddies, Dr. Diecast, his Leo had all of these paint defects. And I'm just sitting there being like, this is a crowd-funded thing. It's just like you get flashbacks to Make toys and just like the massive amount of QC issues. And then like when you go to email them back and be like, hey, this isn't done right. And they're just like, well, we don't know when we're going to be able to get you another part. I'm like, excuse me?
That
like,
sucks.
This is who we the crowd funded your project.
Right.
If I call you or I email you and I show you that you didn't do a good enough job, you better move hell or high water to fix the problem. And I don't feel like Hasbro did that, which made me really disturbed.
They didn't do that with that Sentinel either when everybody's knees was flipping over.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But,
No, because they have your money already. They have your money.
Right.
But
and then everybody in that mama, well, the swoosh shows you how to rip his legs apart and tighten it up. Well, guess what, buddy? There you go.
You shouldn't have to.
But the
There
fact
you go.
that he has one with no flaws and he's had fun with, that is not gonna
Nate got the gym.
I got lucky with one. But I mean, there was like 50 or 60 of those people that in Transformers groups that everybody was having problems.
Yeah, let me spend $300-400 on crowdfunding, and then, like Scooter said, and then guess what, buddy? Now you got to take this product apart and modify something.
Yeah, this is what you need to do.
What?
Well, this is the tough part too, because you're going to get, and so this puts collectors in a bind because, like, when you look at HasLab Unicron, you paid around $650 after tax and shipping. That thing's going for around $2,000 to $2,500 on the aftermarket. You look at how much money is the barge going for? That's going for
now
$3,000,
$600 to $700, I believe.
No, it's going for like thousands of dollars now.
Yeah, it's a couple thousand. Yeah.
And so, like, you look at it, and some people are like, "Oh, I can buy multiple ones of these." You know darn well, even the Sentinel, even if it's being flawed, people are still going to want it. And so that was $400 probably after tax and shipping. Galactus is going to go for dumb money. Like, dumb money. He is because they fixed all the problems with Sentinel.
That's true. You got the ratchet knees now, boy. Ratchet
so
knees.
with him, can you imagine the $400 that people paid for that or whatever it was? He's probably going to go for $800 to $1,000 easy. I mean, but
probably next year.
But so now the question is going to be for the people who don't open the box: are you going to want to risk purchasing a HasLab Victory with issues? You know, that's the tough part right now with how Hasbro dropped the ball on that one. And they said they're going to be doing like another run. I don't know.
But Nate, you had no issues with yours.
No. But what they did is they did tell all of us that if you're a HasLab backer, there are 2 options. And the 2 options is send everything back and to get a full replacement, or 2, wait. and that was our 2 options. So
wait for what?
Wait for them to get the next run done.
Oh, okay.
So really, the position wasn't very good because you don't know how long, because they don't have a date.
They don't have.
I'd rather wait than send my figure back and don't know when they're going to send it back. Like, that's terrible.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, and if you don't send it back with every accessory and every little thing, they're not going to replace it either.
Yeah.
Wow.
So if you accidentally forget one of the little blast effect things, just one of the pieces, you're still not going to get your replacement.
Nah, I'll wait.
Yep.
So it puts the collector in a bind, which isn't fair.
No.
Good.
Number 2.
That's a whole joke.
Number 2.
Number 2.
Number 2.
All right. Number 2. I think Dew will agree with me on this one because I believe he got both of them. But I got this one right. The Mafex Dark Knight Returns Superman.
Oh, that looks good.
This thing is
it's incredible, dude.
Crazy, man.
It's my favorite. 112
crazy.
Superman. Just saying.
This is one of the best DC Mayfex I've probably ever touched. One of, anyway. But at the same time, he didn't really make my number 2 because the late edition that came in was Hank. Hank actually told me.
Mine's in a box. I've not opened it up yet.
Man, Hank is wonderful. And as wonderful as this Dark Knight Superman is,
which is awesome.
As dope as he is, Hank is just, I don't know. I dig the cape a little bit more, right? Because this cape it's a little heavy duty. It feels like cloth that you would, I don't know, put on your tablecloth. But this one here is really thin, like polyester. Feels like mixed with silk type of feel for the cape. But this one is definitely my number 2 right here.
I thought he was going to pull another Woman of Her Eyes with like so that second figure. Like, but they got pushed out in the third. Like,
Cyborg Superman is definitely my number 2. Yeah.
That was a good. Speaking of like doing that, and we mentioned DC movies, like there were the animated movies. There was that one where you had like all these different iterations of Superman.
That's right. Yeah.
That was a really cool one.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's that scene when Superman sits in the barber's chair and he looks to see the bomb in his head and literally just like, I'm like, damn. We're ready for that one.
Like this guy, man.
All right, Scoot. Number 2.
All right, I'm gonna flex on this one.
Here we go.
Big
That you had.
I'm gonna
flexing all night.
I'm gonna flex on the last.
You said you've been flexing all night. Your muscles should be tired by now.
This whole list been a flex.
So I didn't want to bring this one up, but this Simmons knew how hard I was fighting to get this one.
Yeah.
So back to Flame Toys, and I'm taking him out. So this is
stealthy looking.
I thought that was the Star Wars Death Trooper.
And that is exactly when you said stealth looking. So this is IDW Megatron by Flame Toys.
Nice.
Okay.
For this one, Starscream learned that he couldn't lead the Decepticons. And so he saved Megatron and he turned him into a stealth bomber. And then Megatron just whooped his ass and calling him weak. But these things, when we talk about like 3-0 and crazy articulation, like these guys have like amazing ability to just do whatever they feel. He's got light up features all over the place. And then what I like about these guys is that, so like this is just one of the accessories. I have a plasma.
What is that?
Mace.
That's like a mace.
Yeah, plasma mace with articulation. I have 3 layers of stuff.
Yeah,
these are his wings that he's got. I have all of these weapons. Second tray. Third tray is the flight stand, so that's kind of deep. And then I mentioned D4. So D4 is the shop that Flame Toys uses to do their exclusives, which I'm assuming, Simmons, are you doing the D4 exclusive for Hot Rod?
I am.
Because
you don't sound happy.
Well, it's expensive. And the shipping, they get you on shipping. And so then he comes with this Decepticon case that you can put in his sniper rifle. So like these guys, and he can hold this too. And that's one of the things I really like about these guys is like you can change up, and it's like the Hulkbuster. You've got different hands. I've got like 6 different pairs of hands down here, and you can put these guys into like any type of situation. And I'm going to be getting the Nemesis Prime version, which comes with like a massive battle axe. When I have these guys like fighting each other, if I get bored, I can change up the whole aesthetic to what I'm doing. And that's what I like about these things, because there's certain figures you can only go so far when you've got limited articulation.
Right.
Crazy articulation, like with your Spider-Man, with that Superman, these figures that can hold these poses.
Right.
The world is at your fingertips for just making your collection pop.
Right.
So this is my second to last flex. I should have done this with the Fallen. I'm going to pull out that chainsaw.
Don't worry, you got a number 1 coming.
That's all right. Number 1 better be big, boy.
All right, figure gang. Number
Scooter
2.
gonna be like, all right, come outside with me, guys.
I don't know. I don't know what's in the Kool-Aid, but my number 2, your boy Doodall right here, baby. Look at that. The Mayfix
Got to.
Cyborg Superman. This guy right here. Listen, y'all gotta
Nailed
understand what got me in the whole game. Period. I'm talking about way before action figures. I'm talking about this is a Nate Sally right here. 11 years old. I'm in middle school. Buddy, this dude beside me brings a Death of Superman comic book. My brain was like mind blown. I'm like, whoa.
He died?
God. What? So I come rolling over there. My oldest son right now is 11. I'm just like reminiscing. And I'm like, hold on, let me see this. I was so infatuated with that right there. Yeah, exactly. And then it came to this storyline right directly within that.
Yeah.
And anyway, so here we are, number 2, Mayfix.
It was on the news and everything because my grandmother used to watch the news. They had the Death of Superman on the news.
On the news.
It was that big.
And then
big.
He took a long nap.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Right.
Power nap.
But I've had 2 or 3 versions throughout the years of a Cyborg Superman. And man, they just straight killed it, boy. Like, yeah.
They did kill it. Every single
There you
detail nailed it.
It's fucking crazy.
And I have mine. It's in a box. But
It's so wild, dude. Anyway, but go ahead, Nate. I'm sorry.
Facts.
No, I'm gonna open mine up in the unboxing. That's the only reason why I don't have mine out yet.
Nah, you good. But there you go. I don't know how me and y'all, those of y'all watching, and those of y'all hanging out with us, listen. Me and George ain't even spoke about none of this. God is my witness.
Nope.
No. So just so y'all know, that's just how it landed right there, back to back.
But you know the good part is now I know how good that figure is going to be. When I
Oh yeah.
It'll get
slick. It's slick.
Real slick.
All right, number 2 comic is old school. We were talking about Lady Death, the old school stuff. Well, this is Purgatory. This is Monty Moore.
Pen work.
So what Monty does the last year, so you guys asked like where do I get my comics at? I get it from a Kickstarter typically. During one of the Kickstarters last year with Monty, you could buy a coin, like an old challenge coin, George.
Yeah.
And you get a challenge coin, you buy the coin, you get a free remark every year until the day he dies or I die. Literally.
Wow.
And so what I did is I had him do a little remark right here.
That's nice.
This was already a limited edition book already because this came out almost 30 years ago. But this is number 13 out of 14 made. Period.
Number
just
13
out of 14 just for the comic alone, and then had him add the remark to it. So now this is a 1-for-1. So. But yeah, he does.
And that's your number 2?
This is my number 2 comic.
He about to pull out the Action Comics number 1 Superman for this.
Yeah, signed by Stan Lee and everything.
Nope. All right, now I gotta go pick up my number 2 figure.
Okay. Number 2.
You got to bring it in from outside.
Well, I had to put it on a different thing because I only have so much space. And we go on old school.
Man, got them shells stacked back there, boy.
For real.
Dang, look at this guy.
So this is Macross.
I would say that looked like Robotech Macross.
It is not damn fucking Robotech crap.
Why do you think it said Robotech Macross since it was Robotech for the US?
So yeah, this is Macross. This is the DX Chigokin from Bandai. This is the armored VF1J with all the armor on it, fully loaded out. This came in a combo set that you could buy, or you could buy it separately. Because originally what happened is the VF1J was the very first figure in the line.
Yeah.
And then they said, okay, so they gave you an option. Do you want to buy it with armor? So you can just buy the armor to put on top, or you could get the full up combo set. So I already had the 1J, so I just bought the armor set to put on top. But that is my number 2.
Nice.
And this is the best Macross figure you're ever going to get from the old school.
Nice.
Number 2.
Yes, sir.
All right, George. Number 1.
Back to me again.
Back to you again.
All right. Well, it was another toss up, and it was a hard choice. I believe what Dew had it on his number 6 or number 3, but it was choosing between Sergeant, right? I love Sergeant. He's a Marine, just like I am.
Hoorah.
Born in Paris Island, you know. But man, this guy right here, I had this guy as a kid and would take it everywhere. So it's no way that he wasn't going to make my number 1. And that's
Ooh.
Oh,
It's
that was
clean.
HasCon exclusive. Ooh.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
tough.
That's
Right
non-exclusive Serpentor with Chariot, man.
there.
This thing is super nice. Like you got the wheels that fold out from underneath, right? So in the snake's mouth, you can choose to have the fold up. You can choose to close his mouth or whatever. And then he
Nice.
also has a blaster. He has a blaster in his mouth, right? So this thing is super nice. And he has a turbine that turns right here in the back. It's just a well done retail Hasbro figure, and I love Joe's, so it's no question I wasn't going to have
cool
this guy.
centerpiece. See, I love centerpiece items like that. That's a centerpiece to me,
Yeah,
Right
for sure.
straight up.
Above the rest of the
Yeah.
Joes, this is a dope one.
But that's by far their best line. That G.I. Joe Classifieds.
Oh,
Yeah, they're
dude.
killing it.
Oh yeah.
They're definitely killing it in this line, man.
And I
Every
hate-
new thing they do is in that G.I. Joe line, straight up.
Right.
Articulation, pinlet, well, all that stuff, man. Sculpt, whatever. I mean, everything.
wheels. He says like it's got wheels, and all the first thing that goes in the back of my mind is MGO. He's like, and it slides like slidey things should.
Yeah.
Oh
It
yeah,
is.
you could close his mouth with his fangs still sticking out too. So
That's cool.
you can
Yeah,
have his
that is
fangs
cool.
still-
Yeah, leave it like yes.
Yeah, that's sick.
And it was sad too because I missed it the first round.
Me and you both did.
Yeah,
and it came out with it the second round though. You got it the
Yeah,
second
We
round.
got it the second
we
round.
both got
Yeah.
the second round, but now we're waiting until March. But I mean,
Yeah,
this
we're
is
just waiting
just
for it
like,
to ship.
to me, this is ironically to me when I started watching GI Joes, it was already a couple seasons in. Serpentor was already out, so Serpentor was already in the series. So was Mindbender. So that's why, I had to have Serpentor. I don't care
sure.
how much it cost.
For sure.
I was going to get it. And then George messages me that day. Messages Dew in the group like it's out there. Buy.
That's it. Click.
For
Well,
sure.
I was good because I actually had, and George knows it. I had my all y'all know this actually. I told all y'all the last time we were Scooter and all of it, but I had Mindbender a dumb amount of the time before everybody
Too
else,
much.
anyways.
Mhm.
So I was like, you know what? I enjoyed that. I paid the price. I'm not gonna pay the price on Serpentor. I'm just gonna wait. So I'm good. I'm good. I'll wait. I paid the regular price for him, and I'll just wait till March to get him. Whatever, no problem.
Yep.
Yep.
And
He
that's-
looks
I think-
incredible.
I just had
I
that
mean-
issue with HasLab or Hasbro, the HasCon, like a couple years ago when they released the Renaissance Pit. Man, that soured me so bad.
Oh, I believe it. I believe
Oh,
it.
yeah. And it's so hard too, especially if you're not a premium member. Like if you're not the premium member, and I'm not anymore. So
I'm not a premium member.
and I didn't see the value of $50, $60 a year just to get free shipping. It's going to take 2.5 weeks. Now there were certain times where it did pay for itself, like when everything sold out the first day of HasCon and there was nothing left for the next couple of days. It worked out great to be a premium member, but ultimately it just wasn't worth it, And
It's when they did the
he's nice, but he's not mind blowing nice. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, he's nice.
It's a
He ain't
dope
Serpentor, but
Yeah.
but
It's a dope kid, come with great accessories, but
yeah, the accessories are awesome, dude.
this thing could have been a regular release, man.
would have
Absolutely.
been. Serpentor
any
should have been a
shelf.
regular release.
He could have been too.
Yeah.
I
mean, like-
you know.
I think with that Pulse paying extra for that, I think to me the only time I ever saw this being beneficial was when they did the Ghostbusters MP10G,
Mm-hmm.
and you could get it for $150 versus the $200 because you're the premium membership kind of already paid for that. To me, that was like the only time I ever saw that as being worthwhile. Now that's another figure that's $300 right now, and
Yeah.
that's like one of the best that goes.
You know what?
Oh,
This
you
one's
haven't-
actually started going up in price, George.
Oh man, I bet.
Oh, the Christmas one.
The Christmas
Yeah.
Prime. Everybody's
Yeah.
been actually trying to find it now. Now that it's sold out everywhere.
All
Yeah, it's
Christmas stuff goes up, man.
Yeah, we have a couple of those. We have one of those in our raffle group.
People laugh at me about that, man, but it does, man.
I
Like
loved it. I love that
Yeah.
Christmas Prime.
the Star Wars Black Series Christmas stuff, all of those things, like it came out 2020, right? Not the ones we just had in 2022, but each one of those figures are $100 a piece
Mhm.
on eBay. The
Oh, you know what's
Christmas Star
hilarious?
Wars.
I took pictures of those and sent them to Simmons. And he goes, "Oh hell no!" He said straight up no. For those stormtroopers, he goes, "Those are stupid." No, I was like, "Okay, sorry."
Hey, but it'll get Christmas Prime though.
Oh yeah. If they got an
All
Easter Prime, I'll get it.
He said Easter Prime,
Years.
Resurrection Prime.
All right, Scoot. What's number
So
one?
for me, Simmons already has. I haven't unboxed this one yet because I need to figure out what the number is on mine. Simmons has this one. This one's gonna be near and dear to me. So then,
God Delta.
So God Delta. Even though this is like a repaint, but the big thing about this is that this was the TFCon exclusive as of late, and I got this one signed by the artist.
What?
Jason Bren. So Jason Bren is probably one of the greatest customizers the third-party Transformer scene will ever have. And what's
Okay.
nice about so the Chosen Prime is here in Arizona. They're up the street in Mesa. Like they were about 7 miles from where I'm at. This is one of 600. I can't wait to find out what the number is. Simmons actually has a low number. I think he's got less than 100.
Yeah, I'm like number 68.
Yeah, which is
I couldn't
huge.
get
So
a 69 number.
one that make a big honk about it. Simmons is showing you. He comes with monster amount of accessories.
That's wild.
This is part, and so the way that I look at this figure is because since I've been working with like the Chosen Prime for years in my collection, it's like this is the mascot for the Chosen Prime. Jason, who's been a very stable part of our community, he's done a lot of the exclusives that have come out.
Look at that thing.
Did for Arson. He did a
Dang big.
exclusive. Yeah, he's massive. He has such presence. This is a figure to me that will, for a long time, will just kind of hold its place in the third-party community because it's the Chosen Prime colors. It's a version of Prime, and Jason did such a good job of developing everything for this. Yes, it's like one of 8 different versions of the gold, but it just has. This is like to me the pinnacle of collecting, and so
That's nice.
Yeah, that's nice.
So you don't even plan to open that guy up then?
Oh, I do.
You
I
got
do.
it signed. Oh, he just
So
signed
the-
the box. Okay.
He signed the box. I'll be able to take him out. And so, I was telling you about like things that have
Chainsaw.
presents.
That's
Yeah,
sick.
this is the place,
Yeah,
this is
that's
the
sick.
chainsaw I was telling you about with a whole chain hanging from it
Like a
too.
real metal chain and everything.
Let me get this up there with Tarn's head on there. So this is like when you talk about presence of figures. So you're talking like Serpentor. He comes with these things that bring that figure like
Catch
to
your
life.
eye.
Mhm.
Yeah, this is what I was mentioning. I should, because honestly, honest to God, like that flame, the Fallen should have been like my real number one. But I can't think of anything better for the third party Transformer community than what Jason has done, and to me that by bar none will trample anything for this year.
Nice.
So my shout out to Jason.
Oh, yeah, that's why I had to buy it too. I mean, I've been buying. I still buy stuff from the Chosen Prime. Even if I can get dealer, level kind of stuff, I still buy it to support them. I've been buying from them since Lord. Good. When Quake Wave came out, and it's been that long. I've been buying figures from them, and it's got to be a good 6-7 years.
It's pretty good.
Yep.
All right, figure gang. What's your number
Here we
one?
go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the number one action figure.
Top.
Boy, dog.
Top.
Top. This is it. Number one. Matter of fact,
My Little
probably
Pony.
it was good. It was fun. getting on Nate's live streams all year. He'll probably never invite me back, and he'll probably cut the stream right here. But number one is the Death Dealer.
Oh man, that's wild.
He gonna unsubscribe to your boy. He gonna block me. But anyway, this is Mezco. Y'all, listen. This thing, look, we talking everything. Soft, good, real metal. You talking about metal chains? This is real metal, dog, buddy.
That's
like this
great.
armor. Look at that. That chain metal. Look how good it goes with Nathan's book right there, man. Golly.
Nathan was reaching over to write down
Tons
the
of
list
interchangeable. I'm sorry, what?
I was gonna say I thought Simmons was reaching over to start deleting you from the live feed real quick.
Right. My body's gonna black out. Interchangeable heads is one head. You mash a button and his eyes actually are LEDs and they light up red like the
Yeah,
like
I heard about that.
Crazy stuff.
I never seen it though.
The actual accessories, man, it's probably the most like incredible as far as, especially people like Nate. Not trying to rub nothing in. I'm just saying, like, he's gonna love it when he does finally get one. Because, like, for instance, they've got the first time I've ever seen an action figure have sliced heads like in half, where his axe is gone, and it's actually like looks like the head's sliding off. You know what I mean? Like trying to get graphic. Like the head is like bloody. Looks like it's sliding off the guys. You know. It's pretty
wild.
Pretty wicked. But there you go. My number one, Mezco Death Dealer.
I'm gonna look up a review of that guy.
It's wild right here, man.
It's one of the best pieces Mezco will ever make, period.
It's crazy. Now, that's coming from me. That's on. I used to, my old collection, I had every Mezco they ever made. Like, straight up, I would just, every one they popped out, I had them, which is stupid. But anyway, now I don't. But I've owned a bunch of them. Let's put it that way. And this is, man, this is
He's
crazy.
not kidding. Like, he don't.
Like, this is crazy right here. So, anyways, Nate, I hope you get your hands on it. Because I want to see you post this with that comic, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Throw that on your Instagram, dude. Bro. Exactly. What?
Do you have that sitting next to your Santa Claus?
Do what?
Or do you have that sitting next to your Santa Claus?
Dude, the funny thing is I did though. Like I did on my shelf above my X-Men machine back there. They were both like sitting side by side. Two completely different.
Number 4 and number 1.
How'd you know? Well, there you go. Number 1, Mezco Death Dealer. Shout out to Big Dub, Brian. He's the one. Me and him did a big trade. I actually got that HasLab. Speaking of HasLab, the Sentinel, Death Dealer, all kind of fun stuff. And I traded him some stuff. And so no money was exchanged. We just straight up action figures for action figures, baby. I mean, that's the way that was beautiful.
That's
right here. He lives the next town over anyway. So Big Dub, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have the Death Dealer. So there you go.
This is what that box is for Simmons, man.
There you go. And actually, we were talking about, and Big Dub actually, he's like, look, man, there's another guy named David that's here local. Yeah, like between me, David, and Big Dub, he's like, dude, all three of us have pretty significant size collection. Even though mine's a revamped collection, it's still bigger than most average Joe's collection, whatever. But what he was saying was, he's like, instead of spending money all the time, like between all three of us collecting different things anyways, we could literally just trade each other's stuff and keep it in the circle. That's an awesome idea, actually, because then you could technically all get it back if you know what I mean. Like, there's a possibility that you would be able to get something back, like if you just regretted it, or not that I would regret it. I'm just saying, if you did, you could have that possibility than trading some stranger on the internet that you don't know. So there you go.
How many figures have I traded back to you? I mean,
like
I get something, I was like, it doesn't really fit my collection, and I was like, hey, do you need this? He goes, actually, yeah, I do. Or if it's something where he needs to help out somebody else, he's like, hey, I've got somebody who needs this. And it's just one of those things where I feel better knowing that it's either going to go back to Simmons or it's going to go to somebody. And it's
there you go. Same thing.
Same thing. It's I like that. That's something I prefer.
And an honorable mention, Thor actually brought it up, and I did have it on my list technically, but it's the Headless Horseman. Mm-hmm. Just to throw that out there, honorable mention. This guy is incredible. It's freaking amazing.
He made a lot of people's number 1, man.
He's awesome.
He's awesome. Bobby's like dishonorable mention list for Bobby's
He didn't like it.
Oh, he didn't like it?
Bobby didn't like that one.
don't know why, because I really like the presence of that thing. Like, I don't care if it didn't do anything. It just looked
You don't like this thing? Like, that's why. I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, this thing is
Yeah.
awesome.
and
Wow.
it's sold out too. You can't find it nowhere either.
Yeah.
It's gone. Like,
That's
Yeah,
the thing
these two
with
guys-
hosting this stuff. Like if you don't get it, you get left in the dust.
Like
Yeah,
that.
you just, it is what it is, bro. Both of these. I mean,
Secondary,
you ain't getting it. I mean,
it's your future.
like when they say it's over, it's over.
It's
Like it
really
ain't no, oh,
They
we
don't make
released
no
it.
more.
Nah,
You're at the
they-
mercy of eBay
it's
now.
over. But
all right, number one time, folks.
number one.
Number one for the comics.
Ooh,
Whoa.
that's
So-
really cool.
Foil?
No, this is sculpted metal.
What?
Jeez.
This
Yeah.
Joker be getting some wild stuff. Boy.
So
Some
this
carbonite and junk. Star Wars.
That's exactly what I'm-
Adamantium comic book.
Aluminum.
is, like this comic actually weighs a little over a pound
Wow.
because
that's
it's just
crazy.
the cover. So what this
Where do
is?
you find this stuff at, man? Like, what?
So
Man.
so like Coffin Comics. You guys
Fell
know
off
I'm
a
a
spaceship.
For real.
every Kickstarter they do so many of these sculpted covers. They'll do 5, typically 5, maybe 7. And what happened is this is one of my favorite regular covers because it's my Don McTeague. And so I bought through the Kickstarter. I bought the Ultimate set, which is like the regular version, the Noir, and then the Virgin edition. And there's only like 20 or 30 of those. Then after that, they make this metal edition like this one, this Ultimate Sculpted edition. And it's randomly put into packages. So you don't know if you're going to get it unless you bought
That's wild.
like the there's a like a mega VIP package where you can get one, but you're going to spend as much money as your rent for that package. So you don't buy that. You hope and pray that you get one of these. Well, I never
That's
got
pretty
one.
unique how they do that.
It is. So a friend of mine knew that this is one of my favorite covers, and she got this in her Kickstarter package, and so I bought it from her.
Nice.
That's the only reason I have this one. But this will be forever. I mean, it's actually sits on my wall. You know, I have it in a case. I put it in.
Yeah, for sure.
And
Love it.
and laser beams that go in front of it.
Yeah. Mandalorian protecting it and all that stuff.
But
But
the
did that
cool
come
part
out last
is,
year or no?
yeah. So last year at Fan Expo, I had Don sign it at the bottom.
Nice.
Nate got all that wild stuff.
Yeah, I like comics. I just
He's
like
got
things
all-
Oh,
that-
I know.
I got
Me and you both. You way more into it than me, but I'm right there
Yeah.
with you though. As far as
All right,
liking them, I mean,
y'all ready for number one?
let's go.
Can you handle number one?
I know
I
it's a
don't know.
bot. I just don't know what bot it is.
My Little Pony. It's My Little Pony. He's got that
My
opposite.
little pony.
My Little
My
Pony
Little
from
Pony.
Wakanda. Yeah.
Oh,
Back to
dang.
3-0.
Yeah.
3-0.
Dude.
This is the Optimus combined with the Jetfire.
That
Yeah.
thing
He
is.
was okay.
Nice.
So if you want to talk about Simmons getting giddy, he blew up my phone when he got this thing, and it was just like, I'm in love. Like, yeah.
Knick knack paddywhack.
So
That
2
thing
feet.
is
deep.
Crazy.
See, now that, even though I ain't nowhere ever near what y'all two doing with the bots, but that stuff like that is what I would buy and just have it. You know what I mean? Like that's how sick
That's
that is.
crazy.
Like
So
just
that's
one of them
Jetfire-
one piece thing.
When Optimus put on all of them Jetfire pieces, man, that thing is
Yeah,
crazy.
Revenge of the Fallen.
Yeah.
This is what I've always wanted. Like I
That's-
love, that was my favorite scene in the movie from Revenge of the Fallen when
That's crazy.
when Jetfire combines with them. But I've always wanted it in figure form, and so I've had 8 million versions. It feels like of this, like studio series, you name it, third party. Nobody ever got it right. 3-0 got it right. The
And
way it
that's- and that's-
combines.
Sick.
Would you say that's 3-0's first technical combining figure?
It is,
Right?
yeah. The first
So
combiner.
that'd be their first one. Oof. Because Flame Toys failed.
Oh,
Hey Nate, if you
yeah.
don't mind, you put it a little closer to the camera. I just want to kind of see like
3-0 is such an awesome company, though, man.
Yeah.
look at
They're
this
giving
thing, bro.
Flamethrowers a run for their money
This
because
sucker
they've got a
sick.
Voltron coming out too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And
they're
the,
doing
and the
Voltron.
Megazord too.
that
Yeah.
thing is
That's
serious.
wild, bro.
How long did it take you to put all that together?
A good 8 hours, I think.
Golly,
He said 8 hours.
8.
That's
yeah.
a job.
Look
boy.
at that detail though.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah.
The hardest thing about this one is the first part you have to do is you have to destroy Jetfire, literally, just like in the movie.
You got to break
Yeah.
it down, huh?
You got to break him down, and then you have to break Optimus down too.
Yeah,
Because you got to take, you got to take so many parts off of him to actually be able to get it to combine.
So they're all in one. There's 2 bots in one package though. So a full
No.
Jetfire and a full.
Not all of Jetfire. There's a
Oh,
core.
okay,
There's
okay.
a core piece, like the head, of course. The head of Jetfire.
Yeah.
And there's like a little bit more, but
Okay. But
this is
for the most part though, yeah.
yeah, like there's really not much left.
Thor said good night, buddy.
Good night, Thor.
Hey, have a good night, Thor.
I mean, Optimus came out first. Jetfire took a while to come out, but dude, they 3-0 nailed it, man.
Shoo!
I mean, they hit
Yeah,
crazy.
but-
Even their version of Guts from Berserk.
Mhm.
Insane, man.
Yeah, I had
Boys,
that
I had
one.
a good time, man. I appreciate y'all. Nate let me in over here, buddy.
Yeah, great picks, y'all. Great picks.
Yeah,
Thank
it
you,
was
guys.
fun seeing everybody's different, things, man.
Yeah.
I think this might be the longest live stream I ever been on. Like, no joke. I'm not being funny. I just looked. I was like 3 hours. Good.
For
Yeah.
sure.
So man, it's late for you. It's almost 10 o'clock for me.
But it was fun, though. It was fun. It's
Yeah.
what
Well,
is
it's
it's
9
11.
here.
It's 12 o'clock here.
Yeah, it's 11
Yeah, that's
here.
late. Now that's late.
Midnight.
We're on the East Coast.
Y'all over here yawning like
Yeah,
Hey,
I'm in the middle, so I'm okay.
the older you get, man. You start.
I would be
Dozing off.
okay if I didn't have to go to work tomorrow. I would be okay.
Right.
You'll be
Well,
all
I
right.
appreciate it, fellas. I'm gonna holler
Thank
at
you
y'all.
guys.
Hey,
All right, buddy.
great picks. Appreciate it, Nate.
Thank y'all, boys.
Scooter,
Yeah,
great
buddy.
meeting you.
Pleasure.
Yes, sir, Mr. Scooter. All right, man. I'll holler at y'all.
All
All right,
All right.
y'all.
Till next time. All right.